Hello, and welcome to our first ever Total Nostalgia Pop Culture Experience podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Renee.
I'm David.
And I'm Philip.
And on today's episode, we're going to touch a little on our second toy show, Scalpers 101, vintage clothes, upcoming action figures, and more. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
All right, today is, what is the date today? March the 16th.
Tonight is the new Battle Pass for Fortnite. That's what
Okay.
tonight is.
And,
Yeah, new season of Fortnite.
okay, and in things that matter, the previous weekend was the Southeast Vintage Toy Swap, the second one that has ever occurred in the outside parking lot and the room located here at Total Nostalgia. And it was my first time selling, and it was not what I expected. But there was, so I set up with all of my stuff. I had 3 6-foot tables and probably 400 to 500 items on that
You had
table
that much?
between loose
Good
figures and box figures. I would say, yeah, it was maybe 400, maybe 400 something is
Dang,
a
man.
good average, yeah. And I had
Much as Todd.
I had Holy Grails.
That's a lot of
I
stuff.
had
Holy Grails.
I had stuff that if I went to it, so I've went to toy shows before, and paid $40 to get into them, and went looking for the exact stuff that I had and came away badly disappointed. So I assumed that I would come here and sell these. I assumed that whatever I brought, I would not come home with. But I think my prices may have been slightly. They were competitive. I had a little bit of a wiggle room in it, but I think the show. I think like the name says, it's a vintage toy swap. I did not have that much vintage stuff.
You
I
had
had
a little
stuff,
sign that said, "Feel free to make offer."
Oh yeah, and I told most people that walked up. That's like, all right, I've got. Let me know if there's something you see that you're interested in. I've got a little bit of room in it. Luckily, the people that bought the most didn't even try to haggle. They paid exactly what I was asking for, so I got lucky on the stuff I did sell. I enjoyed it, and I'd never done it before. I enjoyed it regardless, and I'll definitely do it again. I may get an inside space next time though, just in case of the weather or whatever. Because there were a couple
Inside
times.
probably would have been.
There was a couple times that it looked like it was about to
But
pour.
you know, Todd that was set up in there thought that it looked like more people were consistently staying outside than they were inside.
It could have been. There was more variety outside, and you're not as cramped. I don't like the one time that I did go in and buy, or I guess one of the 2 times I went into the showroom and bought something. I was standing around waiting for other people to move just so that I could see what I wanted.
It
I
does
wanted
get
to
crowded
buy.
in there pretty quick.
So
Small
if you
area.
were outside, I had 3 sides to my table, so they could get all around the booth. I never had a time where there was anybody waiting to look at anything.
Yeah.
But
I think next time we'll set them up
Over on the
over
side.
here on the side so we
Yeah.
can funnel them all in.
I liked the location where we were. I liked where I was set up. I enjoyed because there was the people that were walking through weren't getting muddy because there was gravel right there at the
See,
end
that
of
was
the
my
parking lot.
thinking of doing it right
I
there.
liked it
Yeah.
right there.
That it was better for people.
I don't think there was anything wrong with where you had it outside. Now, if you have more spaces along the side and can sell more spots or whatever, that's fine. But I don't think the
Like
location
that
of the
random dude
outside.
that set up there. I walked.
Did some dude set up over
You
there?
didn't see that dude set up there?
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
Right, just
so,
right
like,
outside
I
of the
was
door. Yeah.
Out of nowhere, I look over and some dude's already backed his truck up and just flopped the table out right there.
Oh, okay.
And he was already set up, so I wasn't gonna be like, "Bro, you can't set up over here."
But then again, who cares?
That's
Yeah.
what
I mean, it was
like.
outside.
He had a
If he's-
small one table.
Yeah.
I was like,
As long as he
give me
paid his-
$20,
Right.
Yeah,
and
Tim
Right.
and Danielle set up right there too.
Well, we
selling
knew
the
they were
snacks
gonna
and all
set up
that.
right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
this dude just was like, "I'm backing in my truck right here."
I thought the setup was real good. We could pull through. I got to sit in the back of our own car all day, so I didn't have to have a seat, and I thought it worked out nicely that way. But it seemed like most of the people were buying old vintage toys, just like it says. Like there was a lot of loose vintage G.I. Joe stuff. That's what people were buying. Everything I had, the only thing I had loose were Marvel Legends, and I had them ranging from $15 all the way up to, I think my most expensive loose one was maybe $90, something like that.
$90?
Well, that's
Who was that?
That was probably Spider-Man
That
2099
is expensive.
because he's 150 on the card, 145 on the card. So, and I had 2 of those. Neither one sold.
Neither one
Even
of
though
them
that was a
sold.
good price, and I would have taken offers on it.
You need that little sign next time.
But I did. Like I said, I had one guy spent more than everybody else that came through my booth or whatever. So I really appreciated that.
Well, you
So
gotta
that was
love
good.
those guys.
That
They
one guy.
always show
That
up.
one guy made it worth being there. If I didn't sell
Oh,
anything
yeah.
else, that one guy made it worth it.
Luckily, you seems like you always get that one sale like that.
Yeah.
Where you're like, well, at least I had that one.
Eventually,
big sale.
at some point you get past the line to where I don't feel guilty about being here anymore, or that I
Yeah.
lost money being here
Yeah.
or whatever.
Well, plus
so.
you're local.
Yeah.
So you didn't have really a bunch of.
I didn't have to travel. Everything I had fit in a small SUV.
Because if you set up at a con,
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh
it's
my
like
gosh.
$300 for what you had outside in a little 10x10 spot.
And if I didn't sell
Yeah.
a thing, you guys charge $20 to set up. I'll spend $20 at Taco Bell on the way home.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
I'll never miss it.
Exactly.
So that's not a problem. That's a good. And how much is it for an indoor spot?
it's only 40.
35 or 40, depending on which one.
Depending
you
on
get.
how
yeah.
big,
You got
yeah.
the one side that was the bigger side, that was 40.
Yep.
The side where Justin and then we're almost 35.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's more than fair. Like the height that they had to set up their displays and stuff, it was not cramped. It was
Yeah,
there
Justin
was,
had a good setup.
it was
I've never-
high.
I've
It was
never seen
tall.
anybody
Yeah,
set
the
up like
racks.
And that's what you need. Like even me, I had those tables, but I had so much stuff sitting in front of other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If you can get verticality, if you can get your stuff up, just like you would display it in your room, if you had it in your room, or whatever, it's surface space that matters, not
Because
vertical.
he
It's
had a
horizontal
lot of
space.
stuff in a
I mean,
little
vertical
10x10
space.
area.
He
Yeah,
did. He did. And
Yeah,
that's
that's
and
how
I
it
bought
was.
more stuff from him than anybody else.
Yeah.
I mean, you could see what
It's
he
easy
had.
to see it. You could even
Yeah.
step
Well,
back.
Well,
you
you
y'all
can see.
y'all have like the same y'all pretty much collect the same stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did he do?
I think he did.
I know he did pretty
Yeah.
good because I spent a lot with him.
He didn't. I know he didn't do as much as he wanted to do.
Yeah, nobody did, I'm sure.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah?
I think some of the other people might have hit their sales goals.
Oh,
But for what it was, a one day,
yeah.
technically local for Justin, he
Right.
had to pay for a hotel.
Right.
And I think
Uh,
most of them too that hit theirs, they did have mainly all vintage.
Yeah, they all had
They
vintage.
did.
Yeah.
Like
They
I
did.
know Todd said he did 15 times what he did last year.
Mm.
So I don't know what he did last year, but I know last year he bought a bunch of stuff.
But I also saw that dude walking out with a box flag.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm guessing that one flag probably was USS
oh damn,
flag.
I didn't even notice he had a.
Yeah, he
box
did.
flag.
He
sell
did.
a
It was like
flag.
first
like
thing in
under
the
his
morning. It may
table.
have-
The
it-
guy was already coming up to get it. He didn't put it like
That's
out.
crazy.
Yeah, that may have
Yeah.
been before 10 o'clock. That may have been before
Well,
the show
that's-
even
It was like
started.
right there at the very
That's-
beginning because
that's
he brought it at
hot
4
on
hours.
I know. Now it wasn't in the original box, but he had it in a box. I assume it was complete. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh wait a minute,
Y'all saw
I
was
did
the big
see
platform
the.
sticking
Right,
out
that's
the
what
end
I
of the
saw.
two boxes
That's
I
what
out.
saw
I
the
saw.
top of that setting back
Yeah.
behind the
That-
stable.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he sold that.
That's a good piece. I
Yeah.
think loose they're like, I don't know, $1,500, $2,000,
Something like that.
Probably.
Something
Yeah,
along
there's
those
so many
range.
small pieces. Yeah.
They're one of
And I
those things.
know-
If you get, you can part it out
Yeah.
and make more than you can selling it complete.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I know that the Justin Morgan, shout out Justin Morgan, he
Yeah.
was set up next to me in the parking
What's up,
lot, and he sold consistently throughout the day, and then at the end of the day, somebody bought everything else he had. I think he went home with 2 tables and a Boba Fett helmet.
And that's crazy that nobody bought that Boba Fett.
I know, and he told me he had it priced to where he didn't really want to sell it.
Yeah.
It was like if somebody wants
I've
it that
done that
bad,
I'm
they'll-
sure
before.
I
if
have
Brady
to.
didn't
Backfired
have
on me.
one
I have
already,
to.
he would have probably tried to buy it.
Yeah, he said he got a really good deal on those at clearance that he wasn't expecting, so
Oh, I
he had
bet.
2 of them. So he was happy to go
He
home. with
snatched
one.
up that Galactus and that Apocalypse build figure that I was going to try to buy.
Oh, he's the one that got it.
Yeah.
Was
Oh.
that from Trailer Guy?
That was so the guy that set up. Did you meet Dan? Dan Strickland. Shout out to Dan Strickland.
Yes.
Who helped actually do this entire thing.
So that's what I was curious.
Yeah.
Did they organize it?
So
or?
Dan came up with the idea to do it,
Okay.
and he was like, "Hey, on a Saturday that you don't have anything going on in that room, why don't we do a toy swap?"
Okay.
And he orchestrated the entire first one we did. He
Yeah,
did
started the group.
He did the group. He did the logo. He pretty much did everything. All we did was take people's money.
And speaking of which, if you want to join the Facebook page so that you have information for the next one, just search Southeast Vintage Toy Swap and add yourself to that group on Facebook.
But yeah, this was his idea really.
Yeah.
So he pretty much did everything
Made
on
the
the first one. Yeah, he
flyers.
did everything.
Yep.
And his buddy Matt had
Okay.
it.
And I met him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I should have bought it when he came over there into the store and was like,
Yeah.
"Hey."
I didn't even.
He
I
had
didn't
a price
even,
on.
What did he have? Was it Toy Biz or?
It was a toy business, so it was the Apocalypse
Yeah.
and the Galactus.
Yeah.
I think he only wanted 150 for both of them.
Was the paint on the Galactus good? Like a lot of
Yeah,
times
it's
the
pretty much like all the paints on the
it
Galactus.
starts fading, like on the skirt piece or
Well, you know,
whatever.
Different color
they're different
legs.
colors.
Yes,
They're not
they are. It's
consistent.
weird.
You
It's
can't find
weird.
one that's not.
There's
not
some
consistent.
particular any color that Toy Biz used that had a little bit of metallics in it. If you look at the Silver Centurion Iron Man, most of those are pink now. There's
yeah.
something about the metallic color that they use that it fades over time.
We've had the ones in the boxes still, the pieces.
Oh, that's
And
what
the
I mean.
pieces- yeah, the pieces
Yeah.
are all different colors in
Absolutely,
the boxes.
yeah.
You're never going to get that Galactus. If you find one that is completely all the same,
Yeah.
you got lucky.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
yeah.
I don't know if it
Or it's a
exists.
repaint.
I don't think it does, and I think with time it's just not going to.
No.
That happens with
I
everything.
had to get it professionally repainted.
Yeah, we were talking about the night before the show set up. Dan and what was his buddy's name? Adam.
Matt.
Matt.
I don't know
They-
his last name. Matt though.
I don't know. They were in there, and we were just talking through some stuff, and I was asking that he was saying that they had Sigma G.I. Joe stuff, and I was like, hey, we got any Sigma 6 stuff? That's kind of what I want more of anything. And we were talking about, like, my Storm Shadow, never been out of the box, one of the coolest figures in there, and he's like, his shirt's yellow and his sleeves are white, and it's just because the different paint change colors.
Sigma 6 is
so
cool. That's a cool line.
They're the best that they've
I've
ever
got
made.
an awesome Sigma 6 ATV.
Yeah.
Over
The
there.
Night Runner or something.
I don't
whatever
know.
it
I
is.
hadn't even put it out.
Was
in
it the
store.
one with Duke or was it the one with Snake Eyes?
The Snake Eyes
Yeah.
ATV.
So
I was
they
gonna
sold
put
that
it on
with Duke
eBay.
too. Yeah.
I think it's like $150 or something like that. If anybody wants to buy it,
Yeah.
contact me on our Facebook page, Total Nostalgia.
Oh yeah, anything you hear us talking about,
Yeah.
It is for sale.
Okay, so that's another good point. Are we going to use the Total Nostalgia Facebook as far as if we can get any feedback or any comments?
Yeah, I say just send them all to our
For now,
to
yeah.
our
Yeah,
we-
eventually
page.
we'll start a page
Okay.
for this. Since
So,
we'll
yeah.
have a
Right
YouTube
now,
channel
people,
for
it is just going to go to Total Nostalgia.
So I imagine you will put, when we get this thing posted, you'll put a post on Facebook,
Yep.
and under that post, people can comment as far as anything we've asked for, or any suggestions, or if they're interested in buying any of the things we're talking about.
Especially if you want to buy
Exactly.
anything that we're talking
Any
about.
reasonable
Yeah.
offers will be considered.
They will
Exactly.
be. Make offer. Also, you can't see it here, but we got a sweet Alien and versus Predator
Sweet.
statues for sale.
Half scale? That's half scale, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like
It
3
is.
feet tall. They
Yeah.
put them out at the movie theaters when Alien versus Predator was showing.
Yeah.
You see it on podcast too.
Yeah, when
That's
we
right.
actually
We have
start
our
doing
video.
video with this, you will see them until someone buys them.
That's
Yep.
right.
But I think they made 1,500 of them,
I believe so.
and they're numbered. And I've got low numbers here. I don't know exactly the number.
Yeah, those won't last long. They're really cool. If you were going to just buy the Predator, it would be cool.
Paperwork.
So,
And they do come apart to where they can fit into a car.
yeah, you
because
don't
they
have to have a
were brought
moving
us
van to
in
get
a
them
car.
here. They're definitely what are the word you call it? They break apart into pieces.
Oh yeah.
So, looking back at the toy show, lessons learned. Are you going to do anything different as far as advertising, or is there anything you do?
23 out of 1,500.
23 out of 1,500. You're
That's
not gonna,
low.
You're not going to find any. And these things are in a situation where if the wrong person had them, they could break very easily. So this may very well be one of 100 sets even left in the world.
Oh yeah,
knows
for
how
real.
I mean, who knows? It's going to be a limited run, whatever it is. Because a lot of times, if it was at a movie theater, they might have just got thrown away.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah. I bet. And,
Yeah, if nobody
okay,
took them home, they would
Yeah.
just get rid of
as
them
many
like that.
little bad kids I see.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I can imagine little Tommy
Surely
hanging
that
off
had
that
to
spear.
be
Or
knocked
whatever. Yeah,
off.
for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, finding
Yeah.
one that's not completely broken to pieces is probably super rare. Anyway.
Probably
Yes.
very rare.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I got them. So
Yeah.
somebody buy them.
You got them. Make an offer. Come get
Yeah.
'em.
Come get them.
We will load them
I
up
need
for
them
you.
gone.
Yeah.
I don't know. What would you do different, Renee?
I saw some people saying that that they could take comments before the show as far as like people posting exactly what they're looking for, so that if somebody had it, they could make sure. Like when I got home,
I think we did that.
Yeah,
we try to
we do
encourage
that in
people
the
to go to
group.
the group.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and post it in there,
Okay.
but a lot of people still don't go to the group.
right, and I
post.
didn't. I
Not
had
everybody
no idea.
uses
Yeah.
Facebook either. And
Yeah.
so,
I'd never have until
in
I
fact,
started looking
most
at you guys
of I feel like most of the people who sold there were actively asking people, is there anything you're interested in?
Posting pictures of what they're
This is
bringing.
what I am
Right.
bringing.
Right.
You know, is there anything else that you may be looking for that I may have? I know a lot of the guys that set up there were actively doing that.
Yeah.
So I know I started the day before the show. I guess it was Friday. I spent all day Friday going through the stuff that I had planned on bringing and getting, finding out what reasonable prices was for stuff and getting it marked and all. And so I laser focused on what I thought I was going to bring. And it ended up being mostly Marvel Legends and easily contained and transported box stuff like that. Well, after I was unloading from the show and I'm rearranging stuff at my house, so I'm going through a lot of stuff that I haven't thought about in a long time. And I was pulling out boxes that were full of 3 3/4 inch Star Wars figures. And I've got the first 8 or 9 waves of Toy Biz Legends and stuff that somebody may have wanted a whole lot more than the stuff that they obviously didn't want that I brought. So I was just thinking, I was like, well, there's bound to be somebody that would have wanted this stuff or whatever, but you never know.
You don't have any of your 25th Joes you're selling, do you?
No. Those aren't going, no,
You
those
probably
aren't-
would have sold
I'm
out.
sure- yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, now I have.
Because there was a lot of people I know looking for stuff like
I
that.
have two
Yeah.
55-gallon. And see, that's the thing. I love G.I. Joe, but there's so much of it, it's hard to have a complete display of anything. So everything. I have 1 or 2 G.I. Joe figures that are actually on display. I have 2 55-gallon sterilized or whatever Rubbermaid totes filled to the brim with absolutely no more space in it in my closet right now with 25th and 30th anniversary and the big direct-to-consumer vehicles and just a ton of stuff. And I love it all, and I'm not going to sell any of it. I don't plan on getting rid of it. But That being said, unless I build a giant space or whatever, most of that stuff will never see the light of day again. But I just I can lay my head down at night and know that I have it.
Oh, that snake eyes! I got it.
It took a while to get that full collection, and I'm just gonna exactly.
I will though. This next time, I know a lot of people were asking about drinks.
Yeah, concessions will be
definitely have somebody set up selling like hamburgers, hot dogs, and drinks the entire time.
And my name Jeff said he would do it.
Yeah. And probably Shaved Ice Truck. I meant to actually contact her for that.
Is that the lady that runs
the ice?
Well, there's another one that does the it's some Cajun something or other.
The snowball.
Yeah, but she makes some really good stuff.
Yeah,
she makes this thing
cheesecake
yes, that's what I was going to talk about. Yeah, the cheesecake in the bottom of the ice.
Also, too, if it's not wet at the next one, if we don't set people up right here, I may go get that spray paint where you mark the ground.
Yes.
And mark parking right here on the side, because I did notice there towards the
gosh.
Parking was becoming an issue.
There were people that were pulling in and just throwing it in 45 degrees and throwing it in park and jumping out. I mean, and it was hilarious. There were a ton of old people that saw from the road that there were people set up selling, and they just assumed it was like a junkyard sale. There were a ton of people that were just pulling through the parking lot gawking and driving right out. Like, it was so funny.
Like, oh my God, toys.
Yeah, it was like, what in the world is this? Like, they were looking for lawnmower parts or something. It didn't happen.
Well, that probably helped too, having everybody set up. It does help draw attention
from the road.
It did.
That's a busy road
because we're so far off the road.
I'll guarantee there were a lot of people that doubled back after they went past to come back and see what was going on, whether they bought anything or not. But
and next year too, I'm thinking about trying, or I guess technically this year, since the next one is in October.
So that's tentatively. We don't know the date.
We don't know the date yet. We try to
it's a spring fall show.
Off days because Alabama games, Auburn games,
rain in October.
Yeah, it falls in all that. Yeah. So, but bounce house.
Yeah,
that way
I don't know
kids
though.
have something to do.
That's just going to take up too much space for people to park, and then
if it's on the grass at the side of the building where there's nobody at anywhere,
you put it in the
you
back
could make
corner,
it work.
But it's something for parents to let their kids do instead of just running around and having.
I think
that's
not a
bad
idea.
What we need to do? There's a dude on eBay that sells a Green Ranger outfit.
Yeah.
You need to let me buy it.
Yeah.
I'll dress up as a Green Ranger.
Take pictures with it.
And kids can take pictures with me throughout the day.
And then we can also sell counterfeit signatures. You could claim that you're
I'm the stunt double. Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Yeah,
but
I'm just saying it's options. That's what I mean. Like, they don't know that you're Tommy from Rugrats.
I can charge $5 for a photo.
See? Yeah. Exactly, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think.
I've been wanting that outfit for a while.
Who is it that somebody do balloon animals?
Oh yeah, what is that guy's name?
The guy that likes Predator and Yoda.
It's not the guy it's Smallville.
Oh, Smallville guy. Yeah.
I don't know his name, and I should know it. And forgive me out there if you're listening that I don't know your name. I'm horrible with names. I know your face. I know what you like.
Yeah, it's
Smallville. He comes with Drew.
Yeah.
You would be surprised how many people come through the doors of Total Nostalgia that have a funny name attached to them because it's the only way you remember them. You remember them for what they're interested in, not necessarily their names.
Yes, I'm horrible with names, but I
about?
know your face.
Yeah.
And I know what you like.
That's the most awkward thing in the world is to walk up to somebody that you don't know and offer them your name with no explanation.
Yes.
I never do it.
Or you've met them 10 times and never got the name.
Gets
and it's
so
past
weird.
The point now
to them, I'm going to be a pallbearer at their funeral, and I don't even know their name.
It seems like that's lost. Like, a lot of people, when you meet people nowadays, you don't really make formal introductions anymore.
That's true. It's true. And it's
just
gotten even worse with COVID. You can't shake hands.
Yeah, you just start talking.
Or the mask, you can't hear their name, so you're just like,
right.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't stand when somebody's got a mask on and they're talking and you can barely. First off, they probably mumble anyways.
And whether we realize it or not, even people that ain't deaf do a lot of lip reading. I can infer what you're saying a lot.
Well, your brain obviously picks it up,
right?
Oh, yeah.
Even if it don't realize it's picking it up. And it's like, with those masks on, it's like I have to really listen to what people are saying.
Yeah, it's weird.
And I hate having to go, what?
What'd
you say?
Yeah, like you're talking to a telemarketer.
I just nod my head along like,
I know. And that'll get you in even worse because then at that point you have confirmed to that person that yes, I indeed do know your name.
There's a guy that comes in a lot. He's actually our pest control guy. And his name's John. Awesome guy. He don't wear a mask, but he was in there talking about something the other day. Asked him, and I was just nodding along like I knew. And he goes, "Quit nodding. You don't even know what the hell I'm talking about." And I was like, Okay, yeah, I've never seen that. It was that heavy metal movie.
Yeah.
He was like
It's a
just
weird
going on, and I was like,
Yeah.
He was just like, shut up.
People want to make people feel comfortable. And you know what I mean? Like if I can agree with you, then that puts us on the same team,
Yeah.
and we've got a bond there.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna eventually watch that, but
It's weird.
When I
It's
clicked
weird.
on I actually sat down to watch it the other night, and it said, what was it? Something erotica.
It is. So that
Oh, yeah,
I think
we were
most
like,
I think
what?
most people watch that because that's, I guess, one of the oldest forms of animated erotica, if you want to call it that. And at that point, even you're talking about 10 or 15 seconds in the entire length of the movie. It's like 4 or 5 short stories or what animated stories. Like there's a magazine called Heavy Metal.
Yeah.
And I guess I don't know. It's something weird. The movie is based on short stories out of the magazine, so I'm definitely not the person to talk to about this. But
It's like a
I
comic.
have seen the movie before. Yeah, it's something like
Like
it's
a
all
comic
like
magazine.
it's like fantasy stuff or whatever. I don't know. It wasn't for me. You know, I didn't.
Well, John, if you listen, I am gonna watch it, but that did turn me off. I was
Yeah.
like, erotica. I don't want to
There's
watch
something
some
you-
cartoon erotica.
So there's some main chick in that she rides. It's like one of the
Bomb
high
or
fans.
something?
She fly on a dragon. She rides a dragon.
I don't know. I just remember him saying whatever the conversation he was talking about. It was something
I-
with like a bomber chick.
If anybody's listening to this, they're screaming, and if they know heavy,
God, they don't know
that's like- there's some figure coming out of the chick that rides the dragon or whatever. She
the
seems,
name in the
on the-
comments.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
I think when I clicked on the thing to watch it, that chick was like on the main.
I
Like
think
the main
she is the main.
preview
I think
thing,
she's the most known character from that series or whatever.
But that turned me off. I was
yeah.
like, I don't want to watch that.
Yeah.
So we started watching that Mormon.
No, I started watching that. We just started watching that today.
Oh yeah, no, that was 2 days ago.
What, Sister Wives?
No, there's this thing on Netflix, Mormon murder or some crap like that,
Yeah.
about some dude who's like obviously a forger, and he murdered some people to cover up his forgery of like Mormon. I don't want to give too many spoilers out there in case somebody
Yeah,
hasn't watched it.
right.
It's Mormon
Very,
documents.
it's murder crime mystery type show,
You
but
you go down a Netflix hole,
crazy.
you never know what you're
very
gonna find.
so
to
far
watch,
it's good. Other than the guy, he kind of talks like this on there.
Yes.
I don't like that guy's
Yeah,
voice,
that'd be a
but
disconnect.
it's pretty good so far.
So, is there anything else that you guys want to cover about the toy swap or
Well,
future
for
plans?
anyone-
or
The Mormons.
murder among the Mormons?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
Does it take place in Salt Lake City?
Of
It
course,
does.
Yeah,
That's
that's
where all the
right.
Mormons live.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's also the home of
Church of
a
Mormon.
toy company that I buy a lot of stuff from.
What
There's a
toy
lot of toys coming out of Salt Lake City.
Really? What
Yeah.
toy company?
This one's called the Chosen Prime.
Never heard of it.
For whatever
Do they do
reason, and
Transformers?
they do Transformers a lot, yeah, and hence their name. But
That didn't come across.
well,
as they
see,
do
and
Transformers.
that's so far in. I would assume that companies located nearer the coast would get stuff early.
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reason, they have. Now, I'm a Big Bad Toy Store. I'm a cheerleader for them. It's since the old days. Big Bad Toy Store don't steer you wrong. And I got another story about that here in a minute. But
I got something with them too.
so Chosen Prime has, for whatever reason, in the past year or so, it seems like about since COVID kicked in, they have started getting most things from Marvel Legends to Transformers to just about anything. SH Figure Arts, they get everything sometimes a month faster than Big Bad Toy Store does for some reason.
So they're a toy store, basically. Like, they don't make their own toys.
No. Yeah, they're a
Okay, so
retailer. Yeah.
See,
They're
I thought that
right.
they were like a toy manufacturer.
No. This is just
like we need to hit
they're
them up.
they're a smaller version of Big Bad Toy Store.
Okay.
Basically. I assume. Who knows how
Eventually,
big they are
maybe
now.
Total Nostalgia will be like that.
Oh yeah, that's the goal. Trust me. Whatever system they've got in place, that's the goal.
Yeah.
They're doing good.
Definitely want to have an online store. That'll happen as soon as we build a store.
Yeah. But anyways,
Yeah.
Chosen Prime based out of Salt Lake City. Good store. Check them out. ChosenPrime.com. They're not a paid sponsor or whatever.
Maybe one day.
Maybe one day they
Well,
will.
they
should
I would love
be.
to. I would love to. Yeah.
I'll send them an email.
So
Yeah.
so getting back to Big Bad Toy Store. So last week, the new SH Figure Arts figures, the Battle on Titan, and there's a lot of SH Figure Arts from the Avengers movies from the MCU coming out. And the latest one that I had released was the Doctor Strange figure that was based on the Battle on Titan when they fought Thanos in, I guess that was Infinity War.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's a really cool figure. It comes with all his magical effects and everything. It comes with two heads, and one of them, he's got his eyes closed. He's like when he's floating and he's done his little trance, he's got his eyes closed, and that's the secondary head. But the head that comes on the figure, he's got his eyes open, and he's not cross-eyed. Like SH Figure Arts does really good on. They do those digital scans or whatever, and they digitally print the faces or whatever. They look really good. You can definitely tell it's Benedict Cumberbatch. But anyways, one of his eyes, it's just something's wrong with it. When you look at it, he's not just completely cross-eyed, 45 degrees in each direction, but one of them's just not looking in the exact location you
Like
want.
he's got a lazy eye.
It's
got a
something.
floater.
It's something.
My
It's just one.
stepbrother used to have a really bad lazy eye.
It's just one of them things. From a distance, you'd never see it. But anyways, so I contacted them. They've always had really good customer service. I contacted them.
Contact them over the eye.
I sent them a picture. I attached the picture and sent them this picture. This is a $90 figure.
Yeah.
Gotta have the eye right.
I sent them a picture, and usually that's what. Usually to save time, I know what they're looking for. Most time, you contact them. They send back, hey, send me a picture of the damage. Then they decide whether they're going to do anything about it, and then after they've accepted that, then they send back another email asking if you can accept a shipping label, a return shipping label. Like they pay for return shipping if it's something defective on the figure. So I try to cover that in the very first email. I say, here's the damage, here's what's going on, here's what I want to do. Yes, I can accept a UPS label. If all this is clear and checked out and you agree with me, just go ahead and send it. I'll get it in the mail to you. Well, this guy got back with me because I forgot to attach the picture for one thing. So I'm referencing a picture of a cross-eyed figure, didn't even have the picture attached to it. So he's like, you didn't send a picture of that. So I sent him the picture, and he said, in a few words or whatever, he said that he checked their stock, and it seems to be kind of a common theme with them. Like, I guess none of them are perfect or whatever. And so most of the time when you get that response, it's like, look, you can send it back and get your money back or whatever, but we're not going to send another figure because you're not going to be happy with it either.
Same thing.
But he said, I can't remember exactly what his words were, but basically he gave me all of my money back and does not want the figure.
What?
So I've got a $90 Doctor Strange SH Figure Arts, never been opened. The box is in perfect condition, and apparently the eye problem is common to the figure. I got it for free.
Free.
Absolutely free.
And that was Big Bad Toy Store?
Big Bad Toy Store.
Sounds like
And that's
something
not.
Seth needs.
It is. Yeah, for sure.
Seth would buy that.
Now, yeah. But now, as far as he knows, it's $180.
He's gonna listen to this, so he's gonna know.
Like I said, $180. I may have misspoke the first time. $180. $180. Now I guess I'm gonna keep it. I mean, I got $90 back to
I
blow on
would keep
something
it.
else. I mean, it's not that
He's
bad.
got two heads.
It's just one of those. Right.
He's
well,
got another set of eyes.
the bad thing about it. Well, I'm not gonna say that.
They're
Never mind.
closed.
Oh,
Right.
they are
Yeah,
closed.
They are
eyes.
closed. Yeah, that's a weird thing about it. It looks like he's doing a bad Chinese impression or whatever. If you just stuck that head on another figure.
Learn to paint on his-
Yeah, that's what. Yeah,
repaint 'em.
yeah. I'll just paint on his eyelids, eyeballs, or whatever. That's what I mean. It's not bad enough. It's expensive enough that when you get to $90, I expect perfection. I don't want any paint
And normally
chips.
SH is like
They
that.
are. They've been really good. So, but that's the only reason. If it was a legend or whatever, I don't know. I wouldn't say anything about it. I probably would. If I bought it at Walmart, I'd take it back to Walmart. I don't know if I would go through the hassle of sending a $20 figure back to Big Bad Toy Store. And most of the time, they probably would be the same way. They probably like, look, I don't care, just keep it.
Yeah.
And buy another one or whatever.
I've
But
noticed
at
that
at $90, I want it to be perfect. So I will take the time to send an email about a $100 figure.
Sometimes
that's not
those
right.
extra faces with those SHs don't stay on very well.
Yeah. So this is a complete head swap. It's not just a face
Well, you know,
swap.
like all
yeah.
the Dragon Ball Z ones.
Yeah.
I got some of those in, so
Yeah.
they'll be out in the store.
Make offering.
Yeah, come get them. I got
Inquire.
3 loose SH Figure Arts Dragon Ball Z figures. But anyways, I'm gonna quit plugging the stuff for the store. Vegeta,
Yeah.
Goku, and another Vegeta.
You know, nine times out of 10.
Super Saiyan Vegeta, regular Vegeta, and Super Saiyan 3 Goku.
9 out of 10 times you're gonna say Goku. It's a
But
pretty
they look-
secret.
they look
you can't
super
sling,
cool.
You can't sling a dead cat without hitting a Goku.
But, you know, you
Yeah,
pull
we got
their
a Goku
face
and a
off.
Goku.
And they got like 3 different little faces that you just stick back
right?
on.
Yeah.
But
Creepy.
I think it's the Vegeta one. Yeah, they look creepy. If you take the
Yeah.
face off,
Yeah.
or just
Oh my
that,
gosh.
they almost
blocks.
Yeah,
They
right.
almost
There's
look
little
like
blocks.
another
Yeah.
face.
That's the way they do
Yeah.
those. Yeah.
Yeah, they look weird.
There's another line that Bandai did. I can't remember what the name of it was, but they were 3 3/4 inch figures. They were their little cheap lines. Mostly they did like Kamen Rider, but any kind of video game that had noticeable characters and stuff, they would do a little figure of. And they were, like I said, they were almost like candy toys. They were like what would be next to the cash register at a store that you'd grab for $3 or $4. But the thing about them is most of those figures are better than the best G.I. Joes we ever got. Like, Japanese figures are going to have some articulation in them. And they made one of these. I can't remember what it was. It was based on I think it was a PlayStation 2 video game. But they had this particular, it was 2 women characters or whatever, and they had these things, like one of them was called the chest buster, and then one of them, the other one's weapon was called something else. But you basically had to remove the chest piece from the figure, and when you got it off, all there was these 2 long square pegs stuck out of their chest. Where I was
Look
like,
like, what is that? Austin Powers?
yeah, exactly.
One of those chicks
Except
with
way
guns?
worse. It was really awkward. But it's the same square peg. That's just what they use.
Yeah.
So.
Well, those figures look cool. I like them.
But long story short, Big Bad Toy Store. You can't. They're second to Amazon only in customer service or whatever like that.
I've never had a problem. I haven't ordered a lot from them, but I've never had any problem.
And now that may play into it. Like if you look back at my records, there's no telling how many tens of thousands of dollars in the time
and they
that I've
know,
been,
like,
and they
make
obviously
David
know.
happy.
Well, I'm saying, I mean, if I was them, I would pull it up. If it was somebody's first order, I'd give them. Well, maybe the first order because you want to keep them. But if it was like, oh, this guy buys something every 3 months, I wouldn't give him the same service as somebody that's getting something every.
You got to give every customer the same customer service, whether they spend $1 or $100,000.
Yeah, that's the company
That's
line.
good business.
That's a good business to the public, but behind closed doors, that ain't what happens.
Say. I did pick up a Turbo Man though at the toy show.
Oh yeah, Lowell had that.
Yeah,
and his name.
Shout out to MoPro.
MoPro.
If you're in the Decatur, Huntsville,
sponsorships are available.
North Alabama area,
if you're
hit up
interested,
MoPro.
If you're interested in sponsoring the show, Lowell, reach out to us.
Yeah, if you need your grass cut, trees trimmed. I don't know what all they do, but obviously they mow.
They mow.
Yeah.
They mow.
MoPro.
They mow.
No, he had that Turbo Man. He found it in his attic. Forgot he had it.
Really?
Yeah, it's his from a kid.
Only missing the boomerang, right?
Only missing the boomerang.
So
got the box. Box a little rough.
So two things here. If you have a Turbo Man boomerang, comment. Let us know what you want. Make a decent price offer for it.
Or
so
you can donate it.
Or
accept donations.
If you're more interested in completing your loose boomerang with the rest of the Turbo Man figure, also reach out.
Yes. It's pretty sweet. I never knew they made Turbo Man figures as a kid.
I didn't either.
Love Jingle All the Way.
Yep.
Watch it every Christmas.
Yep.
Didn't know they made Turbo Man until literally I don't know, 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, it's turned out to be one of those holy grail figures.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard to find.
Yeah.
I have never seen one in person, and then now I've had 3 in a month.
That's the way it goes.
And
It
I'm still
is.
not sure if they actually make Boomer.
They don't.
I've
looked.
But they should.
Yeah.
They should make everybody on the back of that daggone Turbo Man.
At
least give me the 2 goons.
Yeah.
And who's the guy that
the bad guy.
Yeah, that Sinbad plays.
Oh, the male. Well, see, but that's the thing.
Crazy.
Those toys are based off of the real toys that were in the movie.
Oh yeah.
You know, so you can make a Jingle All the Way line of toys.
It would be cool if they came out with those figures and you had the original Turbo Man head and then the Schwarzenegger.
Oh, that would be
Turbo
cool
Man.
too. Yeah. But at the very least, Boomer was in the movie. They should make a Boomer figure.
And so was Sinbad's guy.
He
actually all of them are in the movie because when he's watching.
Oh, you're talking about when he dresses up like the bad guy.
Yeah, but also when he's watching the show in the very beginning. Dementor. When he's watching the show in the very beginning of the movie, the little kid that is Anakin in episode 1. Yeah. The little henchmen are in the TV show.
Yeah.
What is it, Boomer?
Yeah.
And damn, I already forgot his name.
Dementor.
Yeah.
They're all on the show.
Yeah. Well, I just mean that that in the
it's Booster. What are you?
It's Booster. What you said, Boomer?
What'd you tell me, Boomer?
Renee said Boomer.
People are going. Y'all don't watch Jingle All the Way every year.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah.
Nobody wants Booster.
Is it Booster?
It's Booster.
Okay, so
I'm doubting myself.
You're right. I think
we got Google though. Renee, Google that. Find
sure
out what it is.
Booster.
But I'm pretty sure it's Booster.
We don't want Booster.
Yeah,
I think you're right.
Nobody wants Booster.
Right. But that's what I mean.
Yeah,
so
it's Booster.
Yeah.
Booster. Yeah.
So what I mean though is those are the 2 toys that showed up in when they went to the
those
toys.
are the only 2.
Right. So
they
that's the ones
that
it definitely makes sense to create those in the same way that they did Turbo Man to have the real world version of the toy.
They must have never pushed that toy because
I guess not.
But Seth got one for Christmas.
Yeah,
he's got one somewhere.
But it's one of those things. I don't think when Home Alone, the Talk Boy that he had in Home Alone, you could really buy
one of those.
I don't remember rarely ever seeing those.
Now they are rare.
Yeah,
I
had one as a kid.
That's what I mean. So that's what I wonder if Turbo Man's the same kind of thing. We were not kids that went to Toys R Us. We were kids that
I was KB Toys kid.
Well, we would go to We could see KB Toys because it was in the mall, but we were mainly being dragged through the toy section at Walmart at warp speed, and maybe you see something every now and then. And they didn't have Walkman for sure. Or Talkman.
I've always hated going to Walmart even as a kid.
Oh, I love it now.
And I never went.
Yeah.
But we would always go to the mall, KB Toys, and every now and then they might bring us up to Birmingham or Huntsville.
Yeah.
And actually take you to a real Toys R Us store.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's mainly KB Toys.
Well, and that's the thing. The closest one to us, I guess, was the one in Huntsville.
Yeah.
We rarely went. I mean, until I was grown and went myself. Like that was about the only time
we were about halfway. Either way, if you went to Huntsville or you went to Birmingham, where I live, it was about the same amount of drive to get to either one.
Right.
But I got my cousin and my brother in trouble with my talk boy. I would take it, and they would be showing out, cussing, and saying
and you got them recorded.
Dirtiest things. And I'd go play it back to my aunt.
Oh,
like,
my
you
gosh.
You want to hear what Patrick was saying about you?
Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
That thing was fun. That was a cool toy.
So it would slow down your voice, too, like warp the sound of it.
Yeah. That thing was fun.
That was a neat. I love the looks of it I wanted one bad when I was a kid. I wanted
that.
Like
$300 in the box.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I wanted that, and I wanted Dick Tracy's watch that had the view screen. It had the built-in radio on it or whatever. I don't think it had a screen, but it was like a two-way radio or whatever that he talked back and forth to. I think you got it that time. Philip has been ghost swatting a gnat throughout the recording here.
Mosquito, I don't know.
And I thought he had it that time. I didn't see it make it out of his hand, but I guess he didn't.
We left the doors open, setting up for the toy show. Yeah, with the outside lights on it. All kind of mosquitoes.
It's just warm enough to have a hatching. So
stray mosquito.
Yeah.
But the Talk Boy, though, they actually made the Power Ranger version of it too. That I found for Philip.
Yeah, you got one now, right?
Yeah. Voice Man.
Yeah, Voice Man.
Was it
Voice Man?
Did Tony? Not Tony. Nope. Did Sony make the Talk Man? Was it Sony?
Ooh, good question.
I'd assumed it was just because it sounds like Walkman that it was Sony made it as a Talk Man. I don't know.
I can't remember who made the one that Renee got me.
Well, that's what I was curious about. Was
Tiger Electronics?
Tiger, yeah. Well,
I knew that.
Yeah. There's that Nat again.
Who made the one you got me? The Voice Man.
I bet it was Tiger.
It
probably
looks
so,
just like
it's the exact same thing. It's like they took it and had extra ones.
Yeah, if anything, it was like manufactured under license of Tiger or some crap like that.
I mean, it looks identical.
I bet it is. Speaking of Tiger, I was going through the garage the other day and I found two of my. I found a Tiger, baby Tiger. Didn't even know it was. No, I found two of the Tiger LCD video games.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I had the. It was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, and it was so they used to make the ones they're almost square, a little bit rectangular, the classic Tiger ones. This was a newer version that they had made where it's longer or it's taller than it is wide, so it's more ergonomic. It fits in your hands more ergonomically. I can't remember what the subtitle of the game was, but it was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, and then I had one that was Super Street Fighter, where it had the four new fighters or whatever that came out with Super Street Fighter.
They started making those again.
I know. You can buy the brand new X-Men.
Which I don't know why. Those were the worst.
They're terrible.
Games.
It's total nostalgia.
I know.
Probably.
They're definitely bringing back all the
I had one at the very end of it.
They make Tamagotchis again.
Well, those are still interesting though.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta feed him.
They're
expensive now.
I know we're running past a bunch of good stuff. So so I had a whatever. It wasn't a Tamagotchi. It was whatever Tiger's brand was. I can't remember what they had their own brand.
There was like 4 or 5 different brands. I remember as a kid.
The one I had came out with Jurassic Park: The Lost World, the second Jurassic Park. I had one that you raised a baby Tyrannosaur. And I loved it.
See, because Tamagotchis were dinosaur related, I think, weren't they?
I think they were some creature.
And then I know there was another one that came out that was like a dog. And you took care of a dog.
So that's what the one I had was.
Yes,
Digipets. Gigapets or Digipets?
It's one of the two. Google it.
Maybe it's Gigapets.
Well, I think it is
the
Gigapets.
The one I had was an offshoot of that.
But
all right, circling back to the Talk Man.
Yeah, going back to the Talk Man. That's actually made by Micro Games of America.
That's weird.
And you can actually get one on eBay right now for best offer of $60 plus shipping.
They're pretty cool. If you're a Power Rangers fan,
that's pretty cool.
You need it.
They're really cool.
I guess, but that's one of those things. It's like,
especially if you're going to the Huntsville Con, you want the Green Ranger to sign something really neat.
Yeah.
That's a cool.
And that's a good price for it.
Yeah. Get him to sign mine.
Yeah.
I picked up several new Green Ranger things. I made him to sign. I even picked up a little White Ranger doll at the that I got from Lowell. At the show.
I saw you had that under your arm. Didn't you already have one of those?
I probably do.
Yeah, I thought.
Okay,
you did.
so there are Gigapets.
Gigapets. Who made Gigapets? Is that Tiger?
I remember having that too. Tamagotchi.
Whatever
those
I had,
were super popular.
They were cool. I mean, honestly, they were pretty cool. I mean, that was kind of like you had a Pokemon that you were raising.
So this is the new ones that they're coming out with. You can get one like right now on Amazon for $13 free shipping.
Did Pokemon do one?
Is that the Gigapet?
That's the Gigapet.
If they didn't,
they missed the boat.
That's of course
and that
Tiger
was
Electronics.
Right when Pokemon came out, I'm pretty sure
that was right around the time.
Is when those Gigapets were Tamagotchis were real popular.
Yeah, that was.
So they made them from '97 to present.
Okay. Dang, they never
it's
stopped.
Tiger Electronics.
Tiger just
those Tamagotchis came out of Japan, and so they don't let stuff die. Like it would have been like I think they went back to Japan, and now they're back again.
I could see that being something that Japanese people would.
I think it's. I mean, I'm a grown man, but I think that's a neat idea. Just
cool.
A little fiddly toy, you know.
They were real
and there is also Digipets.
Look up Jurassic Park Lost World Digipet.
It's not the same thing.
It's the same thing.
Is it like a Digimon?
No,
it's
I think
virtual digital pets.
Yeah,
so
it'd just be like dogs and cats and stuff like that. But that's what I mean. The one I had was an offshoot. So instead of having a cute little cuddly animal, you had a Tyrannosaurus Rex that you were raising. That's why I wanted it. I thought it was cool.
No,
it was Jurassic Park branded and everything. So that was the one I wanted for sure. But I always thought the designs
those were Gigapets.
Gigapets.
And if you still have those in the thing, there were.
I don't have any. I have no idea where.
How much are they?
$90 and on the card.
Yeah, so like
Tamagotchis are more though.
Up.
Probably the original ones, yeah, I'm sure, because that's where it started. I think Tamagotchis were before any of them.
I'm pretty sure, yeah, they hit the market first.
Yeah, they always look cool. I had a Tamagotchi that I bought off somebody at school or whatever, my lunch money, and it was one of those things I just liked the way it looked.
And you know they were smart putting it on a keychain that you could put on your backpack.
Put it on your backpack, you never lose it.
Yeah,
it's a good idea. All that stuff like that is it's all dated, but like if you look up the original, I think Tiger made it also, the original Pokédex.
Tiger did make that.
That's a pretty expensive little piece now. If you get
had one of those.
Yeah,
and I had two of them actually.
I've had one in the box since we've been open, and a loose one. I got the first one from Lee, and he was selling all this Pokemon stuff. He bought most of it back.
Oh, the
Pokedex.
Marine Lee.
Yeah, Marine Lee.
Yeah, they had some cool stuff. I was never into Pokemon as a kid or whatever, but that's the kind of thing that's up my alley.
You're a little older than me.
A little bit, but I mean, I remember the craze.
But so by the time Pokemon came out, what, 98?
I guess.
I was 10.
But I honestly, you know.
You were what, 30?
So I went through the phase to where it was. So you go through the phase where you're a child and there is no shame in anything, and then you get to the point to where you're 14 or 15 and you start to feel a little bit odd about taking a Batman figure to the Walmart cash register. That like there may be a good-looking woman, a good-looking girl, or somebody you might be interested in seeing you buy a Batman figure or whatever, and then eventually you lose the shame again, and it doesn't matter.
You don't care.
I don't care. And it's like I'll go to Walmart and buy $600 worth of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures on a Friday night, and it's like that's your problem if you don't like it.
Yeah, I know, right? You go like full circle.
It is. But I never came to a point to where I don't think that I ever came to a point to where I completely was not interested in toys. I definitely went through stages where I'm playing a lot more video games now, or I was into my car more or whatever. But I don't think I ever got to a spot where I was completely disinterested in toys. It's been continuous.
It's been continuous.
Mm-hmm.
I know I collected Barbies and stuff till I was like. I graduated.
Did you collect as a kid, or did you just have them as a kid?
I collected as a kid.
I collected them when I was younger, but I would take them and put them.
Like display them?
Play with them, but I would also display them.
Right.
But I would
that pretty much counts.
I would take and sew clothes and stuff for them because at one time I wanted to be a fashion designer. So I would draw and like sew clothes and do like beauty walks.
Right.
Like
I think when playtime's over, if you were standing your figures up instead of throwing them in a box, then you're collecting them.
Yeah, they were all in a curio.
Yeah. So talk about your Pokemon.
So, it wasn't Pokemon.
I meant Power Rangers. I meant Power Rangers.
Always been into Power Rangers since it came out. My dad convinced me, "Hey Philip, don't open these; they'll be worth money."
How old are we talking?
So Power Rangers came out in '94. So I was born in '88. What is that?
6.
So 6 years old.
Jeez.
My dad was like, "Don't open those; they'll be worth money."
Man.
So I said, "For real?" And he was like, "Yeah." So I didn't open them.
No. Was he buying you two at the time?
Well, once he realized that I had the restraint to not open the figures, they were definitely trying to get me so I could have something to play with.
Right.
And then everybody realized too that like, oh, he don't open his toys, so they would try to get me stuff that already had to it, like birthdays and stuff like that.
Right.
But I didn't open none of my toys as a kid.
And you had the good stuff, I'm guessing.
I had a bunch of Power Ranger stuff.
Yeah.
And I moved out. My dad had a detail business. And he had a shop. And I moved out when I was like 18 had a little apartment. So I moved into the apartment. I might have been 19. I don't know how old I was. 18, 19.
Pre-20.
Yeah. Had a little... Well, probably 18 because I met.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, it don't matter. Yeah. Anyways, he had an apartment.
If anything you say past 12 makes you a huge dork, so it doesn't matter. At 19 or 20 doesn't matter.
It's like, we started dating in 07, so it was before that because you were already living there.
Yeah, so I was probably 18, and I moved into the apartment up at the shop. Had all my Power Ranger stuff set up there. Shop caught on fire, burnt.
My worst nightmare.
So most of my figures didn't like burn to a crisp. They all got smoke damage, and since they had to put the fire out,
they hose them down.
They hose it down.
Yep.
So everything was ruined.
Yep.
And at that point, you're just like,
was there anything you could like? So if your stuff was mint in the box or whatever, even if they're hosing it down, or was there anything salvageable?
I mean, technically, most of the figures I could have probably.
Yeah, you could have kept them loose.
That's what I was thinking. What'd you do? Just trash them?
I just was like so devastated that I was like,
not me. I would have been like, oh, I can fix this.
Yeah, I was like, no.
Peroxide bath.
Oh, no, I'll fix this.
I was just like, no. So I didn't try to salvage them.
Oh, I wish I could.
I don't even know. I guess when they plowed down the building,
they were still in there.
They were probably still in there.
I would see that.
Dump.
That's what. Exactly.
My childhood toys.
See, I would be excited about finding your charred remains of your toys. Like, what can I save out of here? There's bound to be something good. Because even if they hose it, if it's sealed to a car,
there was probably like half that were. Because like I
can't imagine that as you are now. Like, okay, so you've saved these since you're 6. You're obviously worried about the value of something. How did you not see that there was still some potential value there?
I guess I hit that point where I really didn't even.
It was just you had them still, but you really didn't care.
I didn't really care. Like, oh, what are they worth?
It wasn't really that devastating to you.
Yeah. And at the time, I mean, Power Ranger toys.
Yeah. They were just old toys at that point.
They really weren't worth a whole lot.
If that ever happened to me where I am now, as far down the road as I am, if that ever happened to me, I think I would cut bait. I don't think I could get back into it.
You wouldn't do it
again? Unless I had people reaching out like, oh, we feel bad for you, we're going to try to help you rebuild your collection or whatever, I might stick with it then. But if it was all on me, I could never replace what I've got.
Well, I know if you put it in the groups, toy groups, the people who collect toys are pretty awesome. So
yeah, I'm picky though. I'll be like, well, what grade do you think it is?
You can't be picky when people are just trying to get you back motivated to do it again.
I just don't think I could do it. I've got stuff that.
Well, I didn't do it again.
Yeah.
Which not until we started the store, basically.
Yeah, not until we started the store.
And that might be what would make me cutthroat enough to be able to do a store or work in a store or whatever, to where it was where I'm not like I can't have a store right now because anything that came through the door, but it's mine. I'm paying too much and it's mine. I couldn't sell anything. There's so much stuff that comes through that I can never sell.
If you get a duplicate, you can have
exactly. When I get 2, right. Maybe. We need 2 stores.
Right. I learned real quick that no matter how cool it is, you gotta sell it.
Not me.
So that's why I've always liked Power Rangers. So I was gonna collect Power Rangers once we got the store back going, no matter what. But I narrowed it down even farther to just
green and white. Right.
Just green. Anything Tommy.
Yeah.
So any of Tommy's 6 forms, I will jump on.
So I've narrowed my collection down to anything that took place in the 80s, 90s, or
today.
Or if I see something cool today, I'll
like
add
a radio
that.
station, 80s, 90s, exactly. Today's hits.
Anything, we play it all.
You can't get high on your own supply.
But that's all I've got.
But
is my own
you don't
supply.
have a store,
right? I don't have a store.
If you don't have a store,
it's hard.
It's completely different.
It's hard for me. So those I've got 2. I got in a good. Whenever Spider-Man 2099 is one of my favorites. I just love the design of the original suit. So that was one of the figures I had. I bought 2 when I got mine, so I had one to open, one to put in the closet. And then for whatever reason, I was looking around at some other website that I'm not even sure. They were mainly a Joe website, but they had some Marvel Legends at the time. And this was after Spider-Man 2099 was hard to come by. And he had 2 still in stock. So I bought both of those from him, and I've had them in the closet ever since. And so that's worth they're worth about $145. That's about what they get.
Toy Biz?
Yeah, no. This was the Marvel one,
the newer one.
Yeah, what way was that? The Ultimate Green Goblin?
The Hobgoblin?
Maybe it is. Anyways,
we'll find out.
Yeah, it's the Hasbro 29, the first Hasbro, not the white suit, the dark blue suit that has the skull spider on the front of it anywhere. And so I've got 2 of those, and they're still sealed, and it's one of those things that. I've already got 2. I've got one in my own personal collection that's loose that I can have on the shelf, and I've got one in the box that's sealed away in a tote that is safe, and it's in my Spider-Man collection. I have. Let's see here. No, it'll be before that. It'll be an old wave. I think it's the Ultimate Green Goblin.
That one?
It's the one on the left there, but that's a different head it's got on it. Regardless, so I've got 2 of them.
There's so many.
They only made they ain't made too many 29 on Spider-Man, have they?
Just 2. Well, I mean, they made one in the Spider-Man Classics. That's it.
Hobgoblin.
Yeah, that's the Ultimate Green Goblin. It says Hobgoblin, but it's Ultimate Green Goblin. But yeah, that's it. So I've got 2 of those. I've said that 1,000 times, I think. Anyway, I've got 2 of those extra, in addition to the 2 that I have for my collection.
So you have 2 that
I have 4 total.
You have 4.
One is loose.
Ooh, my.
So I can't. It's hard for me to even sell the 2 that I have solely for the purpose of selling. I hold on to stuff bad enough that I'm just like, well, I've already got 4 of them. Like, if I could have a bunch of bad things happen and still have a Spider-Man 2099. But once those 2 are gone, I'll never be able to get them for the price I got them again. So it's just hard for me to sell.
Seems like that one keeps going up.
That's what I'm saying.
$180
she's
free
looking
shipping.
right. She's looking at $180 free shipping on this particular. Now that may not be the cheapest one, but that showed that's the range of the going rate for the thing.
They went up a lot too, because I had one like 6 months ago.
As far as I know, the Spider-Man 2090, as far as I remember, as far as the ones that I've looked up the price, I think it might be the highest priced single carded figure in all of the current Hasbro Marvel Legends. I think
since they changed to the
rectangle boxes, right. I think it might be the highest priced single carded figure. Out of the stuff that I had to sell, it was definitely the highest price.
And the Hasbro, they'll be like, oh, everybody wants that figure.
I think you'll obviously get a re-release if it went in the next Spider-Verse. Right, exactly. And they did that they kind of did it with not so much with Cyclops where he came with the jacket. That did not negate the price of the original. He's still pretty valuable. But yeah, Rogue. The original Hasbro Jean Grey, when that 3-pack came out with Jean Grey and
the love triangle.
Yeah, it murdered the value of the original Hasbro Jean Grey.
They keep doing it with the Build-A-Figures is what makes me mad. They've done it with the Kingpin.
Yeah.
They've done it with Groot.
I like it that
Ultron.
I like
Giant
that
Man.
they are somewhat giving you a buffer though that you have some time to sell some extra figures before they do that. So that was kind of one of the things I was talking about back to the toy show or whatever. We're talking about scalping somewhat. So to me that's a kind of a subjective term. I understand people that go into Target and when there's something hot, they buy all of them with the explicit intent to resell. That's a scalper. That's a scalper. There's no denying what the definition of that word is. But when you get into toy collecting and you start talking about the value of toys and stuff, anytime you sell anything for a dime, and it's just a matter of passing of time. So say I go to Target and I buy whatever, X action figure, I buy them all, and I take it home with the intent to sell it. So maybe I don't sell it right now. Maybe I think that it'll be worth something down the road, but I bought them all right now. Is that scalping? Is it the immediate turnaround?
I feel like it's the immediate. So
yeah, well, it's still hot.
You can still get it in the store,
right?
But you bought them all, like you said earlier,
right? So now you can,
and you're trying to resell it.
What's any less worse about that? Me putting it in the closet.
Well, it's different then. That's an appreciation on your.
It is, but people don't. I don't think people hate the price gouge so much as the fact that you clean the market out. Like, I don't even have the opportunity to get the figure. It's the same thing if I go home and put it in the closet. I still bought all 10 of these action figures.
People wouldn't be mad if you went and bought them all.
Because they wouldn't know.
And you turned around and sold them at Target price.
I guarantee you, if I turn around and sold them right now at Target price, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. People wouldn't be upset if you going and buying them.
Right.
But it's different when you buy everything, you sell it, and you hold on to it, and then it so happened 5 years later, it's double, triple in value, and nobody looks down on you for pricing it that because
we're getting to my point. We're getting to my point. That's exactly what I did. I bought those Spider-Man 2099s for $20 a piece. It's not, but it's the same result. When I got them, that kept 2 people from getting them for retail right now. It's the same thing. It just doesn't happen immediately. So that's what I'm saying.
But who's to say, though, that figure price was actually going to go up?
You never know. You never know.
It's just like investing in a stock.
It is.
Yep.
You bought the stock when it was 40 cents, and 10 years later, it's $6.
It is.
It could have went the other way.
That's right.
It's just an investment. It's just a different type of investment. When you do that, you jump out of the realm of scalper into the realm of investor.
I'm just saying that if
you're a toy investor.
I'm just saying that if we all sit down and think about it, the result is the same. The guy that wants to pay $20 for that action figure does not have that opportunity. Whether I intend to sell it today or sell it 5 years from now, I've done the same thing.
Well,
but people don't. So that's what I was curious about. The stuff that I had set up, I had a lot of stuff. Like I had some that were just like, so okay, I went Friday night to Walmart and found some Transformers that I had not seen anywhere else. So I brought it up here and I priced it. I think I had whatever it was. It was higher than you could have walked into Walmart and got it for. You could say that was scalping. I'll be okay with that.
Scalping.
That's fine. But also, I bought this figure. I paid the taxes on this figure. I transported this figure to a gathering where people were coming to buy toys. I don't have the overhead of a retail store over my head or whatever, but there was some effort in getting the thing here. I don't think that the price that I had on it was exorbitant.
Well, I think there's a fair number where I don't know, people aren't going to look at you.
I guess so.
Technically like scalping.
I guess so.
they're going to look at it like what you just said. Well, I just did the legwork for you, and I brought it to a place where you're going to be.
And that's spreading too, because even Big Bad Toy Store used to, Legends from Big Bad Toy Store, you basically paid Walmart retail for them. They were $19.99 a piece, and sometimes if you bought the case, you might get $5 off of what the case would cost at $20 a figure or whatever. Most Legends that come out at Big Bad Toy Store now are either, I think they're $22.99 for a $19.99 figure, so they're getting $3 off the top just for having the figure early.
Walmart's supposedly going up on Legends.
Gosh, I can't
They're
imagine.
supposed to be going up to, I think, that 22 something.
Like $5 or something like that.
Might be up to 25. Yeah.
Hasbro has
supposedly they're definitely going up.
Hasbro has made some big jumps in prices in the past few years.
Well, look,
which materials and stuff.
They are. It's all based on petroleum prices.
Ultimately, everything goes up.
It does.
And everything. Not to get on a economic lesson here, but everything's going to go up due to inflation.
For sure.
So I mean, it just happens.
Everything
has an incremental price increase over the years. Can't buy a candy bar for 5 cents anymore.
I know. It just so in Transformers, Transformers were, I want to say they were $15 for deluxes, $20 for Voyagers, and leaders were $40. In one move, they went to $20 for deluxes, $30 for Voyagers, and $50 for leaders. I can understand the $5 on the deluxe figures, the smaller figures, and I can understand $10 on the leader, but the mid-range figure that went from 20 to 30, that was a hard pill to swallow. I mean, I still bought them all, and I'm still going to buy them all, because if I don't get it now, $30 is small price compared to the $60 that I have to pay 3 months down the road and you can't find them nowhere.
Or 3 years down the road when you really, really want
when people are scalping, or if that's what you want to call it.
That's not scalping.
Maybe they just put it in the closet. I don't know.
That's investment.
Speaking of Big Bad Toy Store, I wish I could find the post, but so Dollar Tree has started selling some 375 Joe figures.
They've done it for a while, exclusive to them.
Remember, we had those a few years ago, those Dollar General exclusive
ones.
but
they just now released like another batch. But now Big Bad Toy Store has them for pre-order on their website for like the pack of 6 for like $20.
Oh, that's cool.
But you could have got all 6 of them at Dollar Tree for $6.
Yeah.
And now Big Bad Toy Store has them on their website for $20.
But see, okay, there you go.
That's a figure though that is like investing wise, exactly good to snatch up.
I know, but you could say that Big Bad Toy Store scalping. But if it was something I wanted, I would gladly pay to save me the trouble of having to go around hunting them. I would gladly pay $20 to get all 6 at once.
Well, look, Big Bad Toy Store is not even scalping. So Dollar Tree has a massive storefront. They're probably buying those Joe figures at a volume that Big Bad Toy Store can't even dream of buying them.
Well, that's not how Big Bad Toy. I can tell you how Big Bad Toy Store gets them.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if you buy in volume, like Walmart gets Legends cheaper probably than what Big Bad Toy Store gets them from Hasbro.
Yeah.
Just because they get a volume deal.
For sure.
It's just like when we try to buy stuff wholesale through those same things.
Right.
We don't get the same pricing that even Big Bad Toy Store gets because we're not buying in volume.
Right. Yeah.
So I bet that Big Bad Toy Store really isn't scalping.
I don't think they are
compared to what they're paying for them at a wholesale price.
So the reason that is big. So if it is an exclusive figure, then Hasbro has the deal with Dollar General. So technically, Big Bad Toy Store should not be able to buy those figures and have them available to sell at retail. So what Big Bad Toy Store is doing, you can get around that if you buy it from a market that is not Dollar General's market. And a lot of times that's through. I bought a bunch of stuff from a website. It's called RobotKingdom.com. And they sell, they're located.
Website.
No, I'm not plugging this one. This one has.
This one's bad.
No, they're not bad. This one has decent prices on their stuff, but it's coming from Hong Kong.
For advertisement.
It's coming from exactly. RobotKingdom.com, great place to find this. They have decent prices on their stuff, but it's coming from Hong Kong, so the shipping is. By the time you pay shipping, you're paying more than what you'll be paying for when it gets. It does take forever. Yeah. So, but what the thing about it is Big Bad Toy Store can buy through people like that, and so they have to charge $20. They can't. They're probably not making much more than what they actually.
That's what I'm saying. Like they're not.
I don't think so.
They're not.
That's
turning,
not scalping.
Yeah, it's not scalping.
It's not. It's not even the same.
They're just having to price it at a point where it makes sense for them. Right. At the end of the day, if you're a business, you got to make a profit.
Exactly.
If you can't,
hey, here we go. Hey,
if you can't make a profit,
just because I don't have a store brand on my head, don't mean that I'm not doing a business here so much.
Well,
no, you know what I mean?
I don't.
No, I'm not saying you are.
With anybody who sets up and sells anywhere, you have to look at it from a business standpoint.
Right. It does not do me any good to stand out in the sun and give you something that you can go to Walmart and get for yourself for the exact same price. I don't want to give you stuff for free. Right.
You know.
Right.
Well, see, these people in their groups were talking about. There was a guy that had did that though. He went to Walmart, bought them, was trying to sell them in the groups for $20, and people were like ripping him a new one, and then Big Bad Toy Store turned around like the next month and had those 6 up there for pre-order for $20, and everybody was jumping on.
They were gladly doing it. That's what I mean. I don't think that's. I'm okay. No, okay. No, I think there's got.
That's just these people in these groups. Some of these people in these groups. I ain't saying everybody in these toy groups, but some of these people in these toy groups, like, I don't know. You need to like prioritize about how you jump on things.
So getting back to scalping, I think there's probably a dollar amount that should be applied to. Like, you're not scalping until you get to this much above retail.
I feel like if you're trying to get double.
I think that's a good idea.
I can go to Walmart or Target to get for
right
it.
Now.
You were scalping.
I think that's a good.
So if you're only trying to get 10, 15 over retail at Walmart, you're really not.
I agree with you completely.
Obviously, people are going to say you're scalping.
I don't care what those people say.
Technically, you might be scalping. But you're not doing it in a manner to where people feel like they're getting screwed over.
Right. It's because
like people will pay 10 or 15 over retail.
They absolutely will. And I will do that gladly. I will tell you if
you have to drive every day to that store.
That's exactly. But I'm not having to go in every store. If I don't mind paying you for your good fortune. Yeah. That's the same thing. That's the same thing you pay so many $1,000s for an Apple iPhone, or whatever. It's like, if it's a quality product, they're the ones that have the good fortune to get the business established to do that. You're not paying them the exact dollar it costs to make that thing. You're paying for somebody's good fortune. If you get lucky, when you start, that's right. But you've said this in the past too in the store. It's like that's not the scalper's fault. The people that are buying it, if you're not willing to pay twice as much, he can't get twice as much.
No, the collector is. It's a symbiotic thing. Scalping would not exist
if there was nobody buying.
If the collector wasn't willing to pay the price that the scalper's asking.
That's exactly right.
So if you want the scalpers to go away.
That's exactly right.
You cut them off. You don't buy at their price.
And you can't.
At the end of the day, the collector sets the market.
That's exactly right.
So you are basically setting the market for what you want to pay for a figure. And if you're going to pay somebody triple what they got it for at Walmart, I mean, they're going to make money selling it at triple.
Why would you turn that down?
They're not going to quit doing it. Right. They're going to keep going to Walmart, buying everything out to continue to do that.
Yeah, you have built. Not only are you empowering that single person, you are creating that market.
Yeah, 100%.
You were creating the habit for that guy to go do it all the time.
Same with the PS5s. I know people have been pissed off about the PS5s, but I mean, if somebody's out there going to pay you $1,800 for PS5, people are going to keep getting those pre-orders.
And I think it's a different thing too, to where even here we go, throw the word scalping around. Even somebody scalping that is a fellow toy collector, I don't feel so bad about that as the guy that doesn't even know what he has. He just knows it's worth the money.
Those are the worst.
That's bought it for trade bait.
Exactly.
Trade
exactly.
Bait.
The ones who literally are just jumping on a trend.
Yeah.
Right.
Like with Pokemon.
Yeah.
These guys are going, you can't even hardly get Pokemon cards at Target, Walmart.
Yeah.
If they sell Pokemon cards somewhere, they're sold out.
There's somebody waiting on them.
90% of these people who are buying them out don't collect Pokemon, don't give a crap about Pokemon. They're just literally flipping them.
Yeah.
Same thing with like the McDonald's, the Happy Meals.
Yeah, half those people are going and buying all these Happy Meals don't care about Pokemon.
Right.
They're just trying to get on a trend and make some money.
Yeah, I think that's the difference. I think that's a big difference.
I don't hate anybody for trying to make any money.
No.
My whole entire livelihood
you got lucky.
Is predicated
just like
on reselling toys.
Just like I don't hate somebody that gets a super good deal on something. If somebody comes in here with something that's worth $1,000 and you give them $100 for it, and both of y'all are happy, I don't hate you because you got a really good deal. The same way I don't hate that guy if he talked somebody into paying twice what he paid for something.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't like the idea of the guy that's doing it for a business or doing it for just side money or whatever. Like, I don't care anything about these toys. I just know these nerds want them. I don't like that. But somebody that's just like me, if he's got something and he's asking $15 more than that, I don't see anything wrong with that because I
don't hate the guy that don't care about them as long as he's doing it at a reasonable market price.
That's fine too. But I also know that
200% more than what it's
maybe
worth.
I've got this Transformer today and I want $15 more than I paid for it. But I'm a collector too. I know that next week you're going to have something that's $15 more, and I don't mind paying you that. So it's like the money's going to continue to change hands. I don't mind that.
Oh, you're just like whitewashing each other out.
Sort of. It may not be me and you, the same exact people every time, but it's a
fellow collector.
Right. Yeah, it's a collective of people, and that's just what happens.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I don't know if you saw this. I know you like Transformers and you like Marvel.
All of it. I have 2 of those already.
She's talking pre-order.
So she's talking about the it's a collaboration between Transformers and Marvel Comics X-Men. It's basically
I've seen that. Tim at the toy show. Tim if you need any moving, contact Tim. I think it's like Brothers Moving or something like that. Yeah. Super great guy.
Hit me up about that Fin Fang Foam wave. I still got it.
But he had they got a Colossus, don't they?
No.
They don't?
No.
Or not a Colossus. It's the guy that shoots the laser beams
Cyclops.
out of Cyclops.
Yeah.
He had it in the back of his
truck. Oh, no, that's it. So,
okay.
So it's not actually Cyclops. It's sort of a mishmash of the X-Men characters. So what it is, it's the X-Men's Blackbird jet.
And they painted him to look like Cyclops.
Well, not exactly. It transforms into a humanoid robot, and he does have Cyclops eyes, but he also has energy Wolverine claws.
That's it.
Yeah, it's called Ultimate Expanse.
Tim had that in the back of his truck, and I was like, "Oh, how much is this?"
It's
$60.
For
sale.
I think.
He already has it.
He already has it.
So
I've got two of
them.
I've got two of them.
You know what would be cool?
I've got two of them at home. So I ordered one originally from Hasbro Pulse, and it got here and had a little bit of damage to the box. Target put it up for pre-order, and I got it Monday. The same day those Spawn figures came, I got the.
You know, a crossover that I don't know why it hadn't happened yet?
It comes with a little miniature. Yep. It's really
Transformers, Power Rangers. Why ain't that crossed over? They're like in the same.
It will.
Robots.
It will. You give it time because
There's not like a Megazord or anything. That does
not
that?
yet.
There's no kind of crossover.
And that may be why, because they don't want to step on each other's toes with transformation.
Oh, dude, it'd be awesome.
I know
to have
it will.
like a
We'll give it time.
and an Optimus Prime.
It'll happen. So what they've done so far, it started out with back in the early 2000s, they did Star Wars by Transformers.
Yeah,
they did all the Star Wars
cool.
vehicles.
I
They're
just
really
sold
cool.
the Ahsoka.
Yeah, right. So they did a lot of really cool ones. Then the Japanese line has started that up again, and they did a Millennium Falcon, and they did a TIE Advanced, I think. And then now Ghostbusters has done a crossover where they have a Ecto-1 card that transforms into a robot, which is a character in the IDW comic books.
They've legitimately crossed over.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And the same thing with Back to the Future. They've done a Transformers Back to the Future, and his name's Gigawatt, and it's the DeLorean, and it transforms. Then, I guess because of the Top Gun movie, they did a jet, an F-15, that transforms into a robot, and his name is Maverick.
Has that movie came out?
No,
the new one?
Not yet. No, it's done, but it didn't come out because of COVID. And then, so this is the latest crossover that they've done is the Transformers X-Men. And it's, like you said, it looks like Cyclops, but he has like Wolverine's energy claws also. It's kind of like a mishmash of a bunch of
multiple characters?
Yeah, like it looks like a 90s X-Men character where it's got straps and pouches all over it.
I'll tell you a weird figure is those Marvel Legends that are like robots. Like
Megamorphs, is that what they're called?
I've got the Ghost Rider.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's a weird.
Oh, I forgot about those. So so you're right. They did an entire line of Marvel Transformers. Yeah, I completely forgot about that. I got all those too.
So
they're well, they've done it twice. So I think Toy Biz did their own line of Transformer ones. I think those were the ones that were called Megamorphs.
That's the ones that are the one that I have.
Yeah, right. Well, so then later than that, Hasbro did them, and they were actually just like the Star Wars. They were Marvel vehicles that transformed into Marvel characters, like.
I think like the Star Wars ones.
They are, cool. And the Marvel ones are really good. They're like Ghost Rider. He transforms into a motorcycle, or Ghost Rider. Like most of them kind of make sense as to what they turn into. They're really cool.
The Toy Biz ones are strange.
They're weird. The ones from Hasbro. Are
I
really
tried
cool.
selling it to Justin because I knew that Justin loves like Marvel Legend. He's like, no, I don't want that.
Toy Biz was seeing what would hit the wall back then. They were just slinging stuff, see what stuff.
I like the Toy Biz figures.
I do too.
I like the
packaging. That's responsible for a whole lot of people collecting toys.
Oh yeah.
It definitely.
That carried a lot of people through the 90s.
Well, I mean, they made a major jump in quality of a toy.
Just the way they looked.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the old Toy Biz, the crap. Well, I say crappy. They're not crappy.
They are.
They
have
Marvel
their superheroes and all
that.
Yeah,
they don't do anything. Their arms move up and down.
Yeah.
Their legs don't. Some of them have bends on the legs. Some
like
of them
the Thor figure didn't even have a cape. It was just a blue figure.
They look nothing like the character.
They don't look anything like it.
The ones with the big chest,
yeah.
and the little waist.
Oh my gosh.
And then boom, you get the Marvel Legends, and you're like, damn, that's a really, really good looking action figure.
Yeah. Not to mention that it was massive. Some of those figures.
And you got a comic.
Yeah, you got a comic. You got a comic, a base, at least a flight stand, and or a giant piece of another robot.
That's another thing. Why don't they give you bases no more?
Yeah, it weighed so much. It cost $8. It cost $7.99.
That's crazy.
I could go buy the entire wave, get this massive Build-A-Figure that costs over $300 now. Yep. Get the whole wave for $50-something.
Yeah,
that's insane.
Oh my gosh, I bought every one I could find.
I have the hardest time getting those figures. I'll come in some days, and there'll be 4 or 5 in the floor.
Take a header.
One fell and it took them all
out. Those little built-in hooks, they don't make it 20 years.
They're supposed to be sitting on a bookshelf somewhere.
They don't like it.
Yeah. They do not hang.
Those are cool figures, though.
Yeah, they're neat. They did some good ones. Hey, you can single-handedly you can thank Toy Biz for the range of collector figures that we have today. Whether that's DC or NECA or anybody, none of them would be here without Toy Biz. They're the ones that got it rolling.
And Marvel owned Toy Biz.
Yeah.
So I guess you can thank Marvel for that.
Yeah.
We can thank Marvel for all the great movies.
Yeah.
But then so you can thank Disney because Disney owns them.
Oh.
Yeah, but Marvel Studios, we got Iron Man first before Disney ever acquired it.
No, they come in and swept up something that was good. They did not create.
Yeah, they didn't create that. No. Disney don't do much creating at all anymore.
Not anymore.
Better be careful talking about them.
Yeah, don't
shut us down.
Disney
I mean, look, all the great
Disney. If you're interested in buying, email me directly.
Yeah. I will sell you my store, Disney.
We are looking for title sponsors.
Yes.
Like Pixar, that was its own entity for the longest. And Disney came in and bought it up. They just got that kind of money now where they
don't blame them. Why not buy success? If I was,
I would do the same thing.
The same thing. Sports teams. They want the best players.
That's how you build a huge brand like that. You find something that's good and
let everybody else do the hard work of figuring out what
works.
Yeah, I would do the same thing if I had millions of dollars.
Absolutely.
I guess billions is what you need to do that.
Yeah. Multi-billion.
I wouldn't be surprised if somehow, some way, Disney ends up with DC.
They might.
I wouldn't be surprised if eventually, if they keep running their properties into the ground.
I hope not though, because then their cartoons would turn to trash.
Yeah,
they do.
DC has the best animated.
Yeah. Marvel has a lot.
Animated
to learn.
shows if there are.
I can't imagine.
Marvel.
Speaking of animated, but I don't want to jump off topic, but I finally watched the Invincible trailer on Amazon, which drops March 26th.
Ooh, that's close.
Real close.
It's on Amazon?
It's on Amazon.
It looks good.
It looked awesome.
It does look
super bloody. It looks just like the comics. It was awesome.
Snyder Cut tomorrow?
Snyder Cut is
Friday.
Thursday. It's Thursday.
It's the 18th, whatever day that is. That's Thursday.
Oh, yeah,
today's the 16th.
Yeah.
Snyder Cut stuff. So they went back and forth. So that's one showing now, right? You get the whole thing at once, right?
Supposedly.
That's what they're saying.
Well, I saw on the Rotten Tomatoes it was like 4 hours.
That's what they're saying.
It was supposed to be a 6-part series, and they had already came out with the titles of all the 6 parts. Right. So now I'm back.
The last thing, everybody I've talked to, and the last thing I've seen, they're saying that they're going to show it all at once.
That's what I've heard.
4 hours.
I'll watch if it's good.
I'll watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
If it's good,
we don't have to watch it all at
once.
I'm sure it's broke up in a manner to where
there's like chapter markings.
Well, I feel like even if there's not, you can probably see okay, that's a stopping point.
There's always lulls in movies. You can always get if I can come back to it anytime I want.
But if you would have watched Tom and Jerry the day that Tom and Jerry dropped, a lot of people when they
did watch a lot of it,
they got them mixed up.
What do you mean?
So when Tom and Jerry dropped on HBO Max, the Snyder Cut somehow on certain Tom and Jerry's got put in instead of Tom and Jerry.
So people have already seen it?
Oh yeah, people have already seen it.
Are they saying it's good?
They're saying it's good.
Yeah, there was a thing on Google that said that he went back and was apologizing for web leaks.
Really?
Yeah.
I hadn't heard anything about that.
I don't know how many people with HBO Max got to watch it instead of Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
But it occurred.
Yeah.
Huh.
And I haven't heard anybody that's watched it say anything bad about it.
I did not know that. Yeah. Okay.
That's probably what sort of got 75% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Look, Warner Brothers
That's a good sign, hey, at least.
They're banking a lot on that because they've already re-greenlit Justice League 2.
Yeah.
And some other property that they had planned on spinning off from all that. It's another I think it's another Affleck Batman movie.
I had heard that he might be in. Yeah, they've had so much time to iterate on this one time that there's zero reason not. They did not have anybody pushing them to get this done by a certain time. There was no date they were pressing towards. If they get it wrong this time, they deserve everything to happen.
They do, and people want.
I want a good Justice League.
Not just a good Justice League, but a good DC universe.
Movie.
Yeah, I would settle if they just did Batman and got it right continuously. That'd be fine. But they have
Patterson Batman looks pretty good.
It does.
It looks good.
I was worried about him.
Wonder Woman
me too. He would not have been my first pick, but what I've seen of it looks okay.
What I've seen, he looks pretty good.
I wish they wouldn't have did a second Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I still haven't watched that yet. It comes out on Blu-ray on the 31st, I think.
I'll tell you the problem with that Wonder Woman movie.
Cheetah.
Well,
there's a couple
I'm talking.
problems
Look,
with it.
Every movie starts with the writing.
Yeah.
And if it's not written well, no matter how well an actor can act, if you're acting crap, you're acting crap.
Yeah.
And that lady can't write. She may be a good director because she directed the first Wonder Woman movie, and it was fantastic.
Yeah.
but she's not a writer.
Right.
You know,
Did she write this one?
She wrote and directed this.
Did
one.
somebody else write the first one?
Somebody wrote the first one, and so that's where it went wrong. Yeah. This lady obviously can't write.
Right.
Because this is garbage, and it makes no sense. And I
tried. Cheetah doesn't even look good. Like
I tried so hard to like it.
I still want to see it. I will buy the Blu-ray the day it comes out, but
you'll watch it and be like, well, I have questions about this and this and this.
Yeah.
But
but
I can't give out spoilers. But you're just gonna be like,
right.
You know what's her name? I can't ever say her name right. Gal
Gadot.
She's a great actress.
Yeah.
Pedro Pascal's a great actor.
Yeah.
And
Chris Pine.
Chris Pine is definitely. I love, and he's the best part of the movie, probably.
That's not hard to believe.
But they even with those three people,
still is.
They couldn't save that movie.
Somebody should be using Chris Pine a lot more than they do.
He is very underutilized. Awesome. I wonder if he just don't want to do a lot.
I don't know. Star Trek. Yeah. The funniest. He is hilarious in the Horrible Bosses too.
I've never seen those movies.
We haven't seen those.
Really? Neither?
Neither one of them.
You need to watch both of them. It's hard to be funny in a movie these days. Mm-hmm. Those movies are hilarious. Really good.
I think they're coming out with another Star Trek, and I know he's going to be in it, supposedly.
They'd be stupid not to get him.
Yeah.
Him in. I love that. Wasn't it Carl Urban that played?
Yeah, Bones plays Bones. Well, now, so didn't I hear that if they were making it? I heard something about Chris Hemsworth coming back to the Star Trek because he played Kirk's father. That's before he was Thor. What was he? Seems like I heard at some point that maybe if they were doing another Star Trek that he was going to be on board. That it was going to be something to do with Kirk's father.
I don't know. I felt like
I could have swore I heard
the thing that I seen was something with Chris Pine's agreed to come on. I don't know.
No, I mean it may be, but it may be him and his father or something like time
flashback kind of thing,
or time paradox or whatever, where he can actually exist at the same time as Dad. He didn't.
Well,
you
had the old Spock and the young Spock in that one at the same time.
Right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. Yeah, I have not watched the second two Star Treks. I've only seen the first one.
They're good.
Yeah,
I like them.
Yeah, I was watching Horrible Bosses 1 and 2 at the time. Really good movies. I had to have my Chris Pine.
They're definitely better. Which I'm not a huge Star Trek fan.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah.
I like Wrath of Khan. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen a bunch of the old ones, but I
just have a hard time. I don't know. It's just not
as interesting.
The show is really good. We started
watching Star Wars.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've just never
we watched one episode of Picard.
We watched more than one. I'm pretty sure.
No, we watched one.
Sure.
I don't know why we didn't go back and finish it.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's just too much crap.
There's so much stuff to watch. That's why I'm going to go buy Wonder Woman the day it comes out. I've probably got 10 or 12 DVD or Blu-rays that I bought the day they came out, and they're still in the shrink wrap on my shelf. I bought that New Mutants, and that was one of the few Blu-rays.
Good.
Is it?
Good.
Yeah.
They could have
Y'all the first person I've ever heard say that was good.
Nobody's you talked to who's liked it?
No way.
I liked
it. Really?
Well, they could have. They definitely rushed it since it was just one thing. They should have made it into a miniseries.
Really?
Because they kind of rushed it and then left it at the end where they could have.
So who are the mutants that they have in? Is Magic one of them? She looks like she's on the cover.
Magic is in it. You got Wolfsbane's in it.
Okay.
Cannonball's in it.
Cannonball is in it.
Danny Moonstar's in it.
Yeah.
Who else is in it? Sunspot's in it.
Okay, so these are classic New Mutants. Like that's some of the first
team. They went with the New Mutants.
That's cool.
I would say the after the main people left New Mutants.
Right.
Well, no, because
that is the main. That's the first. That's the first team. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked it.
Okay. Well,
I thought it was good.
I've been meaning to sit down and watch it.
Creepy Marilyn Manson was a smiling man.
Yeah.
In it. Creepy.
Is it the bad guy?
Yeah.
He's like one of the bad guys.
Yeah.
Like this whole it's like a horror movie.
That's what they were pitching it as. That it was kind of like a horror movie. Yeah.
Was it when she dreams?
Like Danny Moonstar's basically creating the main villain in it. The Demon Bear or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Okay, that's enough. I'll watch it.
Yeah.
I want to know too much.
It's good. I liked it.
Okay, I'll check it out.
I thought it was
good.
good.
You got Snakes and Sparklers? Guy's her dad.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
really?
Yeah,
really?
Yeah. Really? Yeah.
Oh, I love Joe Dirt.
Yeah.
I love Joe Dirt.
Yeah, I love it.
I mean, you may not like it, but I thought it was good. We both liked it.
Dang, when bad pets go bad. I love Joe Dirt.
I do too. The second one not that great, but the first one's amazing.
There's a second Joe Dirt.
You didn't know there was a second Joe Dirt?
I guess I maybe didn't.
Obviously you didn't. Well, it's not. Obviously, it's not Joe
as
Dirt.
good, but it's still good.
Yeah.
It's still good.
Was it directed? Maybe I do have vague memories of that. Was
directed DVD.
Yeah.
Look, I don't remember anything about Joe Dirt number 2.
The first? Oh, the second one. Okay.
Oh, I remember everything about Joe Dirt.
I've seen the
first
one so many times.
Yeah, that is a great movie.
Oh my god, the cast in that movie, Christopher Walken playing that mobster. Oh my gosh, it's so good.
Yeah.
We used to watch that movie all the time. Call them Boeing bombs. That's the big frozen chunk of poopy. And see the and what he says like, see the peanut? That's a dead giveaway.
I've been eating my French fries all day.
He was eating French fries and ketchup off the top of frozen turd. Oh, it's a good movie.
David Spade's an underrated.
He is, but man, people say like they did that Grown Ups movie, him and Adam Sandler and all them. They say it's one of the worst movies ever.
No, Grown Ups 2 is like the most hilarious movie I've ever seen.
I didn't think it was terrible.
I didn't like the first one as much, but the second one is hilarious, especially when you got from Twilight.
Taylor Lautner.
Yeah, Taylor Lautner doing all those like flips and kicks and stuff. And they get in their brawl at the end.
I don't think I've seen the second one. Yeah,
it's better than the first one.
People love to crap on Adam Sandler movies, but sit deep down, everybody's like,
I think that's a whole lot. The people that I heard talking about it are that way.
So far, there's only like 2 of his movies that I don't like. One of them's Spanglish.
I've never seen it. Wasn't that a serious movie?
Yeah.
Hey, I don't want to see y'all.
He's in a serious movie.
Oh, it's awful.
And what is that Diamond movie?
Well, now they said that's really good. Uncut Gems. I haven't seen it, but they said it was really good.
When we watched that, I stayed stressed out the entire time because just people yelling at each other and too much going on.
But it is a very high strung.
It will like stress you out.
Did that have the highest count of the F word ever in a movie or something like that?
Probably. It was cusses all up in it.
From start to finish, it's just yelling, screaming, hollering.
Yeah.
Something going wrong.
It's like being at a daycare all day.
Oh my gosh, I've been there.
Yeah.
I didn't really care for that. What is it, Hubie Halloween?
I never watched it.
I thought it was.
I didn't really care. Right. I didn't care for it yet. To me, that's been like one of his weaker movies that he's came out with in a while.
Yeah,
could have been much better.
What he did one with David Spade a while back where they were like at a beach resort or something.
The do-over.
The do-over.
Yeah. I think
that was okay. That was all right.
Ridiculous Six is pretty funny.
I never even heard of that.
That one's.
Oh man, that's one of his funniest ones.
Really?
It's making fun of.
I had a strong neck.
I think it's. I can't tell if it's making fun of what is that, the Magnificent Seven.
That's probably.
It's like a. It's obviously like a parody of like westerns and stuff like that.
It's got to be.
But it's got his whole entire little gang that he has in his movie.
His little people that he has made rich.
Yeah. And then
they're
the guy
in
from Lost. Hurley.
Oh yeah,
Hurley from Lost.
No, that's the first time he's ever been in an Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying who's in it.
It's fun.
Yeah,
Taylor Lautner's hilarious in it.
Well, I did think it was neat that they came out with today being March 13th?
No, March 16th.
I meant March 16th. Oops. Sorry.
3/16.
Yeah, 3/16. That they came out with the WWE Unlimited Edition Wave 9 is going to be Stone Cold Steve Austin and Ric Flair.
So is that
it's a 2-pack?
Is that the Elite
figures?
It's
2 separate ones.
Well, if it's Ultimate, that's got to be built on those Elite.
It's going to be the WWE Ultimate Edition Wave 9 figures.
So
they're available for pre-order. So you'll get Stone Cold. He's got like 2 extra heads, 2 extra hands, his hat, belt, his jacket, microphone, and a shirt.
So will they do bird finger hands on a Mattel action figure?
Do it on
Mattel.
I don't think they would either. And he doesn't have a beard either.
But you can get some custom hands and some custom
beards.
beards.
Somebody is 100% going to make.
Oh yeah, bird hands. Yeah.
And cracking those 2 beards open.
Yes. Yeah. And then you've got Ric Flair with his his house coat.
So back on the Stone
Nature
Cold
boy.
figure,
and he's got his woo face.
Woo. Yeah, he's making the face. So back on the Steve Austin figure, does he have? He's got his knee brace, and it is a separate
he does
piece.
Have his braces.
So he does have a separate.
He's got his tattoo too.
I didn't know. What is it? Texas?
It's what it looks like. It's hard to see it from the side.
I'm not a wrestling fan. I have no idea. I like Stone Cold fine.
I think it was.
What is it? Why would he have a gold chain?
Yeah, I don't recall him wearing a gold chain, but maybe he did with his vest.
Maybe.
I don't remember.
But I did think that was neat that on March 16th they came out.
That is cool.
It
comes with a soft goods Austin 316 shirt plus his Frankly vest.
I told y'all before we started this, my mom would not let me own any Stone Cold shirts.
My mom would not have liked it either. My mom did not. So what is the song? That MC Hammer song, "Pray." You couldn't sing that song, and no.
My mom was like, "No, you're not wearing that shirt."
Anything that was even
what?
Which I'd be the same way. Like if there was anything that was even moderately sacrilegious, or I could even someone could construe it that way, I'd be like, "No, baby, you can't say that." No.
I understand. That was back in the heyday of wrestling T-shirts too.
Yeah.
We went to Trade Days and like.
Yeah, there's no telling how many 316 shirts there.
I tell you what's crazy. So back to the toy show.
Yeah.
There's a guy that set up at it. His name's Hayden. He lives in Knoxville, Tennessee. He buys anything kind of vintage, and we bought some vintage T-shirts from him. He had a Shawn Michaels T-shirt, just gayest T-shirt ever. I would never wear it. Mm. And it is legitimately, he was trying to sell it to me for $500.
Yeah. $500.
It is legitimately like a $700-800 T-shirt.
Holy crap!
Yeah, he's wearing like peace sign, sparkly glasses, and everything.
It's the most like.
So is this one of the shirts? Like the only way you'd have got that was at the show or whatever? That's
I don't know. So it's an official WWF.
Yeah, I bet it was.
T-shirt.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was,
and it's one of those that's solid printed, so it goes all the way from the front to the back.
I don't know if it was a show shirt. You know,
I bet it was.
Back they used to WWF used to have that magazine.
Yeah,
because I used to get it.
Ordered it from there.
That you would get, and you could order stuff out of the magazine. That's where I got all my rock stuff was from that magazine.
Right.
Because I was a huge rock fan. I collected rock stuff too.
Yeah, I know,
everything. I had the breakaway pants.
You don't have an SH Figure Arts rock.
Now I don't have anything rock anymore.
Did they make one?
Yeah.
But you can get him cheap too.
Back in the day, my rock collection rivaled the Power Ranger collection. I was obsessed with the rock.
He's got some pretty cool Under Armour stuff. It's got his Brahma Bull logo on, and he's got some pretty cool looking clothes.
So I don't know if you got the shirt at the show, or if you got it out of
if it's that kind of price, I'll bet you this ain't something you walked in Walmart and
I'm like, who is gonna?
Somebody will. You said it's Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, they've sold on eBay for that.
And he's
much.
like sitting in that lean back.
You know how he used to pull his glasses halfway down?
Yeah.
He's like in that look.
It's like somebody getting on to you that I'm watching you lifeguard at the pool.
I think Hayden told me that, to his knowledge, it's one of the more expensive WWF.
I would hope so.
It seems like it.
Well, I mean, that would have to be up there with some of the more expensive retro T-shirts there are.
I guess.
Other than some like band.
I hadn't really thought about that.
You can get some big dollars on
we
music
were watching that on Pickers last night. Good.
You can get some big money. I bought
some denim jackets.
I got a Toy Story denim jacket.
So I heard you talking about that. I never saw the jackets.
I got a Planet Hollywood denim jacket.
Is that the one that's got the sleeves on it?
So the Toy Story one's got the sleeves.
Somebody's
Planet
dad
Hollywood.
cut it out.
So that's the Planet Hollywood that's got the sleeves off.
Pull them out. They're in that tub right over there.
Yeah, I'm curious about that.
I got some cool stuff in that tub.
Planet Hollywood had a neat logo. I always thought they had a neat logo.
I can't even remember what the other ones were.
Did you ever go to a Planet Hollywood?
Never been.
I have eaten at one in, where was it? It seemed like it might have been Gatlinburg.
So there's a Planet Hollywood.
What size is that? That's pretty cool.
It could be yours.
So this is a denim jacket, trucker jacket that has had the sleeves lopped off of it, so it's rough seam, no seam, denim jacket vest now.
Hayden was trying to explain to me how you tell like older vintage tees. It's something with the stitching. So it's called single stitch.
Yeah.
Anything single stitch is considered. It actually looks good.
That's your size. That looks pretty good. Yeah. So it's got the Planet Hollywood logo on the upper left chest, and then it's got a big
sweet jacket.
It's Orlando on the back. Yeah, I'd wear that. Well, so what does it say? Planet Hollywood on the inline? Yeah. So the inline under the top flap.
That is so 90s.
I know, right?
That is.
God, that's so 90s.
It's total nostalgia.
It is. I mean, I would.
Yeah, you wear that.
If anybody out there's listening to this that has a bunch of vintage T-shirts, I'm buying vintage T-shirts.
All right.
So hit me up on the Facebook page if you got anything for sale. Whether or not it's just vintage T-shirts, if you got action figures, comics, anything, let me know.
Yeah, if you got something
I'm always spending money.
We will make an offer. Yeah, records.
Yeah, vinyl records. Been buying those lately. I don't really care for that Toy Story one.
Yeah, because I don't care for Toy Store,
but the Planet Hollywood has a lot of character.
That being said, there are a lot of people that like Disney stuff. If you'd be interested in, what size was that Toy Story jacket? It looked big. It was a big.
He told me Hayden was trying to school me.
This is a full-on long-sleeve denim jacket, Toy Story branded. If you're interested,
bigger T-shirts, he said, are always worth more than.
Because anybody can wear them, or you mount them on the wall and they're bigger?
I think just because most people who are looking to buy are going to be, a little on the bigger side. Like it's kind of like that with shoes.
Well,
so
also too, oversized 90s stuff is back in style also.
That's true.
So like mom
a
jeans,
skinny girl wearing a shirt hanging off her shoulder or whatever. Yeah, for sure.
Eddie was telling me that like with shoes, so like 10's the most common shoe size.
Mm-hmm.
It's always going to be the cheaper shoe.
Yeah.
When you start getting into the smaller shoes and then the bigger
12s
shoes,
and 13s.
you're talking so. Well, case in point, those Transformer shoes that I bought from you.
Yeah, I had a pair of.
If you have a pair of 13s,
Megatrons,
they're like $500-600.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they keep going up from there on.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and case in point too. If you had a smaller size, they're worth more.
Yeah, 10 is 7 or 8.
I mean, that makes sense to the point that they didn't make as many of the huge sizes or the smaller sizes. But I would think in shoes, to me, it would be like, well, the more popular would be the ones that I could actually wear. A majority of people could actually wear.
You can obviously sell those.
It just goes back to rarity.
Right.
Like, we don't make as many 12s.
Yeah, you're just not going
to. But does a shoe collector buy shoes that he couldn't actually wear? I mean, even if he doesn't have any intention of wearing them, does he?
Normally
I would buy them
in my size. In their size.
That's me. Yeah, that's what I would do.
I don't really know, but I know Eddie don't buy anything that's not in his size.
I wouldn't either.
Eddie's a shoe collector.
Why would you? Even if I just wanted to kick them around in the closet or whatever and just look at what they look like.
That is he told me it was an Andy Warhol Batman.
So it's many different contrasting bright.
I like Andy Warhol artwork.
3x4
got a real interesting
bat symbol. Yeah, that's neat.
But that's cool. Like an XL.
So that's an old shirt too, I imagine.
Every shirt here
all these shirts are vintage.
Is vintage. Like I said, it's single stitch is what you look for. Is what he was telling me. I know nothing about t-shirts.
Some dude.
That's John Lennon.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Some guy standing on a pile of crap painting the sky.
Yeah.
Okay. John Lennon apparently.
One Love.
Imaginary Foundation. For his Imaginary Foundation.
Okay.
Yeah, One Love's Bob Marley.
Yeah, can't all be winners.
Yeah.
Hey, now you just made some Beatles fan very angry.
Oh, we got
Billy Joel.
The Bridge Tour, 1986 to 1987.
Yeah.
That's a
lot of 87 shirts. It seems like we're expensive because on that Pickers
too.
Last night, the stuff from like 85, 86, 87 was a little bit more money than the 90s.
I think anything 80s is going to be more money.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Anything you can't get anymore. Doesn't matter what it is.
And then I don't know what happened to this person where he is now.
Here we go.
Oh, you know who that is?
Ricky Martin.
Shake it bum bum. Shake it bum bum.
Green on black Ricky Martin t-shirt.
Yes, it's almost like a Batman.
It is almost.
You could have seen him be Batman
if
it had been in the 90s.
On that, he'd be Batman.
That is like early Ricky Martin.
Yeah.
I don't think that was Shake His Bun Bun Ricky.
Yeah, I think that was pre-announcement Ricky Martin.
Yes.
Oh, that was before he came out.
Yeah.
I said that to Hayden.
When he was still in.
This was what is that?
So that was In the Closet Ricky.
Yeah.
Wasn't he in Menudo in that? You know that group, that Mexican boy group, or where they trade out members? Like the band goes on, but they trade out members generation
when they
generation.
get too old.
I want to say he was in that. I don't know.
He was on soap operas.
Maybe that's what it was. Okay.
Yeah, he was on Hispanic soap operas.
Okay, well.
But yeah, so.
I'm not ashamed to say that I don't know that much about Ricky Martin.
Get some shirts that'll be on our website as soon as we get our website up.
Be looking for them.
Should be getting our website up.
Be looking at the Facebook post all the time. Renee posts pictures of anything that they find or something that somebody brought in.
We'll post these to the Facebook page.
Pictures.
I gotta get my mannequin.
Yep.
Yep. He had more.
I might keep that Planet Hollywood though.
That's one of those things. If something comes across and it just happens to be your size, and that's probably destiny.
Yeah, if you look good in it.
That's what I mean.
He had more shirts.
Yeah.
I've never bought t-shirts, so I didn't want to go crazy and buy the expensive ones.
I've got a bunch of t-shirts that I bought when they were available and just put back just in case. So I would always have one. Like if I found Superman t-shirts, I'd buy 2 of them. So I could go ahead and wear one now, and I'd always have a brand new Superman t-shirt in the closet. But I've got a Transformer shirt. It's the Transformers logo, but it's the way they wrote it on the Japanese series. So it's the Japanese kanji or whatever you call it that says Transformers across it. I've never opened it. It's still in the bag, and I thought, well, that'd be pretty neat to get that like flattened and framed.
Yeah.
And you could do that with vintage t-shirts. I think that'd be cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah. I'm sure you
I wouldn't
Same
be
thing as
surprised
framing a jersey or something like that.
The market is in that.
Yeah.
I mean,
you wouldn't want to wear it.
I wouldn't want to wear an old
some people do
band shirt out and take the chance of ruining it.
So you remember we were watching that documentary on the Power Glove?
Yeah.
And so there was remember the guy that was using the Power Glove to not Triforce, the guy that was using it to synthesize music. Yeah. And he was like an 80s aficionado, like all the clothes everything he wore was made in the 80s. Like the only clothes he wore were 80s clothes. Yep. So I mean that kind of stuff would line up with that.
Yeah. And that dude's have to fork out to buy that stuff.
Imagine buying those tennis shoes.
Unless he just kept most of it from when he was growing up.
That kid at the
or
age
it could have been
him
from his parents. Though.
That's what I'm going to say. That kid
he would look my age.
Yeah, he would have been younger than me in the 80s.
I'm not an 80s kid. I'm a 90s kid.
Right.
Well, I mean, if you go to your parents' closet and rate it, they still have all their clothes. They're like everybody else. They keep on.
I should dig to my dad's closet because he don't throw anything like that.
Yeah, you can have a whole new wardrobe.
Exactly.
Who knows? He might have some old, nice vintage tees that are worth some money now.
Hey, I've still got
Levi's.
Yeah, old vintage Levi's.
I know he's got a bunch of old Levi's.
You should go get them.
Dude, old Levi's are worth money.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Daddy, hey, let me check in your closet.
He might still have your old Daisy Duke cutoffs that you used to wash cars in.
No, he did that. In fact, my cousin. Okay,
how short were they?
So, do you remember the Nair commercials?
Yeah, who wears short shorts?
Who wears short shorts?
Yeah.
Uncle Lee wears short shorts. That's what my 2 cousins would say to my dad. You're talking some short shorts. Oh my God, they were short.
What was it? Levi 805s or
505s?
505s. Yeah.
Yeah. Tight in the seat.
Man, Levi's are expensive.
Yeah.
That is probably the problem with half of his. They're Daisy Dukes.
He cut them
sure,
off.
Yeah. There's a market for that.
That was back. That was a big '90s thing.
Yeah, it was cutting everything.
He was big into working out
and
too.
Blue jean everything. So blue jean button-ups.
He wanted to show off those legs, and he was always so tanned.
Yeah, he was.
He just like
except for where his socks went.
Yeah. Well, not back then.
Oh,
he was tan.
He didn't wear them short socks?
Head to toe tan.
Yeah.
Well, he just made sure he was tan back then.
Yeah. Like, was he going tan in bed or sun?
Well,
just sun.
He's one of those that he can just be out in the sun. He's going to instantly be brown.
He's got good, melanin?
Yeah.
Yeah. He looks.
I was like when I was a kid.
His skin tone looks like Italian or something, but we're not Italian because I had my DNA done.
Yeah.
So there's no Italian whatsoever. So I don't know where he gets it from, but he's always
Maybe he's
been
Native American.
That's probably what it is.
We are 2%.
We are all
0.2%.
Well, your dad could be more than you. You split more.
And my cousin was always the same way too. She would always get real tan.
My daughter's that way, so I guess when we were kids.
That's how my brother is.
Yeah. Oh yeah, her brother. He looks.
Well, my mom
he looks Iraqi.
too, though. Well, my mom. Yeah, my brother does.
He does.
He does.
So speaking of,
especially when he grows out his beard and mustache.
I throw a.
Don't say it. I know what you mean. Don't say it.
Throw it on his head.
I don't know what it's called.
One of those little
turban
things that they wear in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
You would think, oh yeah. What part of the Middle East are you from?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. Speaking of vintage clothes, my mom and dad, I think it's the same trip. So I think this was the same trip that my mom and dad went to Las Vegas when I was a kid. I told you about that. Came back with a brand new Lino, LJ and Lino from back in the day, sealed, brand new. It was mine. Still, I had it for years. But on the same trip, they brought back it was a T-shirt that had Garfield on it, and I think it may have just been Garfield, and it said Las Vegas on it or something like that. No, I love
lasagna.
It was one of the two, one of his go-tos. It seems like he was saying something, but I don't remember what it was. Anyways, however that shirt survived or whatever, it ended up at my house or whatever, and now my daughter wears it.
Really?
Yeah. So like let's say 31 years later, my daughter's wearing that shirt.
She's wearing a vintage tee. It's probably worth a couple $100.
Probably so.
Who
knows?
Of course, like everything, clothes were made to last.
Yeah.
Back then.
Yeah. How did that? Yeah. You got a shirt today. It ain't gonna last 31 years.
No, it goes like 7 washes. Then
it's not if you wear it. There's materials thinner.
Yeah. Turn your clothes inside out when you wash it.
Still costs more. Yeah, especially
if
you got graphics on it.
Yeah. Always turn your clothes. Blue jeans even. They'll wear so much better if you turn them inside out.
Well, actually, you're not supposed to wash your blue jeans every time you wear them.
Right. I don't.
That's how they're made.
I know.
Oh, they're not. You're not supposed to wash them.
Unless your blue jeans get dirty, they're not made to be washed.
To be washed
every time you wear them. You're supposed to wear them
phase the denim out in them.
Yeah.
And it frays it, and then it gets super thin.
I've gotten to where I never wear blue jeans.
I don't either.
No.
I'm always wearing like athletic pants.
Ever since COVID hit, and I put on some pounds, and no jeans for me.
I had to buy a new pair of jeans on Amazon.
I'm not going to do it. That's the depressing part. I'm like, look, I may get some jeans, but we're going to put some work in before I get some jeans. I'm going to get back in them skinny jeans.
I want stretchy jeans.
I've never worn skinny jeans.
Not skinny jeans, but jeans for a skinny person. Not skinny jeans. Yeah.
We don't want to go up a size when we order.
That's
we
right.
Want to keep the same size.
That is the most depressing that you will ever be.
The bad thing is you don't know what size you are unless you bust out the tape.
I've been the same size blue jeans.
Yeah, you have. So you just hush your mouth.
Yeah. Shut up.
I don't know how long.
Yeah. Go wear your blue, and you don't even wear blue jeans.
I know, right?
Yeah. If I had a butt like that.
But your thighs have gotten bigger though, so
my
we gotta get you new shorts.
My thighs have definitely gotten bigger. I can't wear my shorts anymore, but my waist hasn't gotten any bigger.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing about I couldn't tell. That's the thing about
Mr. Beefy.
That's what Michael used to call me.
Yeah. That's the thing about 505s, like they were tight through the thigh. So when I was at my best or whatever, you get them up, and you had to work into them a little bit, but when you got in them, it was like a glove.
Like
you know what I want to find?
We call those George Strait jeans.
Yeah. Oh yeah, George Strait. Yeah.
We're talking about
George Strait.
vintage.
Oh my gosh.
I want some of the vintage Chuck Norris stretchy jeans.
Yeah, where he could do his karate
pants.
Yeah. I don't know what they were called, but he had his own line of jeans.
So one of those targeted ads that you get when you're on Yahoo, they were absolutely advertising exactly what they were tactical pants, and it was this guy doing his karates with his stretchy pants. That was exactly what you're talking about.
I would like to have some of the
Napoleon.
They got them.
Napoleon Dynamite. I want his red, white, and blue.
Oh yeah.
I want the vintage ones though.
Wow. Yeah. Good luck. Good luck with that. Sure, if it's got Chuck Norris's name on it, it's probably not cheap.
Somebody's got some.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, if you got a vintage clothing collection, hit us up.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we'll definitely buy it.
Yeah, for sure.
And possibly wear it instead of selling it.
Yeah, it depends. Yeah,
that's the problem.
You want to advertise what size you want? You're interested in mainly?
Yeah. Bring us in mediums and larges.
Yeah, no mediums allowed.
Yeah, no mediums. Mainly larges.
Maybe an XL.
Yeah, because they probably done shrunk.
Yeah, we'll give it a try. Yeah,
or they stretched out.
They could be.
That's on medium to large.
Either one.
Mediums.
So I don't know how much longer y'all want to go, but one thing before we go. So Todd McFarlane, the creator of Spawn, one of the greatest artists of all time. I think everybody agrees. You agree?
100%.
Yeah, I love Todd McFarlane. Yeah. Love his toys since he's gotten away from doing statues.
And he's a great businessman.
Great businessman.
Yeah,
everything he touches is gold. Except Spawn movies. He hasn't hit a winner on that yet.
It's not his fault.
No, I don't think so.
I liked it.
I liked it, but I like it. I don't like what's his name?
John Leguizamo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Look, when you license your product over to someone,
yeah, he didn't have much
you
creative
lose control
really.
Yeah.
I'm sure they wanted his input.
You can try to consult them, and you can try to lean them in a direction, but at that point, you've been paid.
He says now that that Joker proved that an R-rated movie could make $1 billion. He says that he has people now contacting him. The plan is that there's another Spawn movie coming.
And also he learned this time he's going to be a producer.
Yes, he needs to have more.
He's going to have financial.
He needs control.
Yeah, it's going to have a lot of his direction in it instead of just being, somebody else is running away with it and doing what they want.
Right. So, I guess April, May, sometime, I don't remember when it was. Anyway, he put out a Kickstarter. So 10 years after Image started, McFarlane Toys did a 10th anniversary figure line. It was 4 figures. It was Spawn, Shadowhawk, Savage Dragon, and Ripclaw from Cyberforce. And all the other, you can have any of the other 3 figures for a little or nothing. But the Spawn figure has went from, sometimes you could find it for $100. It's always been the most expensive of the 4. But now that figure's $180, $200 if it's on a good clear card, which it was in those plastic clamshells. It's still a super expensive figure. But anyways, to commemorate not that figure, but the first Spawn figure he ever did, the original 5 points of articulation Spawn line that he did that had like the Violator and Spawn and Medieval Spawn, those figures. To commemorate that, he came out with a Kickstarter, whatever month that was, and so I went in on it and they had a bunch of different tiers to start with. The highest thing you could get as far as a single run was a 3-figure collection. It came with the original Spawn, which was his black and red costume. They did a modern Spawn, which was when Capullo took over, they kind of got rid of some of the red, and it was just black, and then the white stripe, and then more black. His cape was still red, but it didn't have as much red on the actual suit itself. And then they did what he called like an artist proof or something, which was like a gray or a white figure. Some same figure.
Like a prototype.
Yeah, that's kind of what it looked like. So that was the 3-pack. You got one of each figure, and as you bought the 3-pack was going to come with some with accessories that you couldn't get unless you bought the 3-pack. And then as things rolled on, he kept adding more tiers because there was a lot of people that's like, well, I don't want to buy I want to buy extra figures to open, but I don't want to buy 2 3-packs. I want, so maybe I just want a classic Spawn and then the 3-pack. So he came out with all these different tiers, and I ended up with like package H or K or something, which was the 3-figure pack, and then I got an extra modern Spawn and an extra original Spawn. I did not get the artist proof because I really don't care about that figure anyway. Yeah, the only reason I got it was because
it was a part of the 3-pack.
And for one thing, when you bought the 3-pack, you get Todd McFarlane's signature on a placard that comes with it. So I've got
an authentic.
He showed it. He showed him sitting down and signing thousands of name tags. So you got it. Yeah, that's it. And that's the figures too. That's the 3 figures. So I got those in. They've been delayed because of COVID, and he said he made some shipping mistakes that he didn't use his normal channels that he uses through McFarlane Toys. But they're actually finally starting to get here. When I got home, I came home from work Monday to get these out because it was raining a little bit. So I came home. FedEx said that they had been delivered, so I came home to get them. The box for those 5 figures weighed 31 pounds. 5 action figures weighed 31 pounds, and it's legit. It was heavy.
Well, his figures back in the day were always heavy.
So I opened this box up. So it comes in. All 5 figures came in one big box, and I was like, well, how did they do that? Like, how did he know that he was going to need a specific box? It's like the box you see at Walmart where they get the toys in. I was like, how did he know he's going to need a specific box for 5 figures? Like, it was either you were buying single figures or you were buying the 3-pack. I got one box, and I was like, maybe they're going to bring the other figures later or whatever. Well, I opened it up. Each level that they choose, like they had package A, package B. The box on it says package H or whatever. So they knew package H was going to be a figure set plus 1 modern plus 1 classic Spawn. So it had its own special box for the exterior that would hold those 5 figures. When I cracked that open, each of the figures, the 3-pack is in its own separate box, and then the 2 spare figures are in their own separate box too. So we've got 1 custom box for all 5, then 2 more custom boxes for the 1 for the 3-pack and 1 for the 2 extra figures. And inside the exterior box, he had these plastic molded corner protectors. So he had 4 in the bottom and 4 in the top that protected the corners of the interior boxes inside the exterior box. So once I got through that, once you crack that interior box open, then each of those characters are in their own individual box, and it's like it's got like a ribbon release to get the figures out of the box. Like, it's super well packed. Like, this stuff came from China or whatever, and somebody would really have to try to mess this stuff up. But anyway, so I still haven't even gotten around to open. The figures got here Monday, and I've been busy, so I haven't even gotten around to opening any of the figures to even see what they look like. But I was browsing around eBay. Some Spawn figure came open, so it was making other suggestions. And one crossed through. I think it was the original Spawn figure was already eBaying for. I think the one I saw was $240 for 1 figure.
What was it?
I paid $288 for all 5 that I've got. One of those figures is selling for $250.
That's crazy. I wonder why they're so high.
The only way you could have got them was getting in on the Kickstarter.
But it's like, why don't you just get on the Kickstarter if you want?
I may not have known about it. There's a lot of people that won't pre-order. I had to put that money up front, which is the first time I've ever spent that much money in advance of getting something. But I knew I wanted that Spawn figure, so I went ahead and shelled out the money. Only way you can get it.
It's crazy.
And I don't think he's not going to make another run of these. This was a Kickstarter exclusive. I don't think you're going. He may make a Spawn figure. I don't think you're going to see these figures again.
He seems like he's very collector oriented. So
he is. Now he's making a new Spawn figure. Like they've already shown. Like Mandarin Spawn is already up for pre-order. I've got it pre-ordered, and he's shown figures of. Is it the Redeemer or the Curse? I think it's the Redeemer is one of his.
I don't know. I don't know too much about the Spawn characters.
So he showed 2 other figures. One was Gunslinger Spawn.
Gunslinger Spawn is the only one that I do know is super cool.
So that's one of the figures he's already shown. He has a prototype in hand of it that looked well developed. Like it's not
really
too
big,
super tall hat.
Yeah.
So that's a figure that's already confirmed going to come out. And then I think the guy's name is the Redeemer. He's somebody that fights on like Heaven's Side or whatever, something like that.
I know
so he is coming out with another Spawn line. You won't get these figures, I don't think.
I know he announced he was doing a Spawn universe finally of like comic series kind of like thing where they're all going to be kind of like.
And I think didn't he say that he was drafting some of the top artists and stuff to like he was going to pick a property and assign an artist and.
I don't know about all of that. Like I didn't read anything else into it. It just popped up on my Kid Collector app with a bunch of his like Gunslinger.
Yeah.
I can't remember. She-Spawn I think popped up. It's like something they were going to do something with. But several of the characters they're going to do, they're like spin-offs and like finally do like a legit Spawn universe.
Right.
That sounds cool.
I've
never read any Spawn.
I love Spawn. And I love Todd McFarlane's art, but I think in a close... So Jim Lee's always going to be number 1 for me, probably followed by...
Rob Liefeld?
Yeah, Rob Liefeld. Yeah. He's so cute, little feet.
Yeah, he's coming out with a shoe line this year.
I love it. The smaller shoes are the ones that are worth all the money. You heard that,
the misshapen shoes
are
worth all the money.
Yeah, the shoe you don't see. It's just off page.
Yep. Ones that look like they melted.
Right. So Jim Lee's number 1 for me. I want to think Greg Capullo's probably, if it ain't Todd McFarlane, Greg Capullo may be number 2. So he's the one that took over the drawing for Spawn on the original run when Todd either got too busy. He does a bunch of it, I think.
I know that
Greg Capullo did Batman throughout the New 52. That was all Greg Capullo, and I think he may have done. I don't know. I think he may be doing something for Batman in Rebirth. I'm not sure, and whatever they're doing now, who knows? But Capullo's awesome. He's an awesome artist. Some of the best covers ever made. But he has a style similar to. I think it's like a more refined version of what Todd McFarlane was doing back in the '80s. So they match up really well.
I think he's still doing Spawn.
I bet you he still does because he made his name doing Spawn. I had never heard of Greg Capullo before.
I'm pretty sure.
But it's got me. The point is, it's got me paralyzed again. These figures were $250.
Am I gonna sell them?
No, not sell them. Just have them.
Like I should have bought 2.
Well, I did buy 2. That's what I'm curious. Like it's going to be hard for me to crack now. But the good thing about it is he made these collector friendly. So the clamshell he made where I don't even think they're taped. I think once you get in the box, you can open the clamshell, remove the figure, and put it right back in.
Because people have been posting it in the groups that they're pulling them out.
A lot of people do that with their box.
Yeah, I do too. I do too. And that way, it just
that's the best thing about Marvel Legends, so you can still open it.
Right. But the thing about this is, I don't think he's even taping them. So I don't have that middle block.
They have that little
like the
tab
magnetic
thing,
the
push-in
that
thing.
Come up.
Right. Okay. And then when you get into the clamshell, it's got the little button, the little. It's like a concave little dimple that you're pushing in or whatever, and it locks it together.
That's cool. You get his autograph.
Oh yeah,
that's cool.
I got Tom Farmer's autograph.
I've got it on a comic book.
Spider-Man.
On a Spider-Man. Yeah, we bought a storage unit.
Was it a key issue or what?
It's Spider-Man #1.
That's cool. Good
one
enough.
in the poly bag.
Right.
I tell you, that's what
signed
sucks.
on the poly bag.
So, we bought that storage unit. Had a crap ton of comics in it, and then the Spider-Man's in there. So it's in a sleeve.
Yeah.
And I took it out of the sleeve, and when I took it out of the sleeve, it was stuck to the sleeve.
Yeah.
I'm like, who takes a comic? It's not like Spider-Man #1's like a crazy expensive comic, and the poly bag don't make it different.
Or at least put a piece of tape over it.
That's what I always thought. Put a piece of tape across it, and then the signature would always be
Take it out of the poly bag and get him to sign on the actual paper.
Well, if I was going to do that, I could understand just picking a different comic. I would want to find one of those classics.
Even back then.
Depending on when they had it, though, you never know what's going to be a popular comic.
Yeah, but what I'm getting at, poly bags don't really like.
Yeah, but how do you know?
Or it could have been that where he was signing, he had a stack of these, and that's what you were buying. Was like, I signed this book and give you one.
Could be. Had excess of them.
I feel like this
or
guy,
if he was the artist on that, I guess he was. Why would he have signed it if he was?
And he's a hard signature to get now because he don't do cons. Yeah. Really, he does like New York cons. Yeah, I know. He's probably super busy.
I know if you spend $300 on a Kickstarter, he'll give you one.
Yeah.
I got one.
Press that at home one night, and he's like,
I don't like Spawn enough to spend $300 on a Kickstarter.
Oh, I do. Gladly, I do.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know
I've been waiting on these figures. And
of his that I like enough that...
I love Spawn.
I like Spawn.
I mean, Spawn looks cool, but I don't know enough about Spawn.
Yeah. I also like the guy that played Spawn.
Yeah.
Michael J. White.
Michael J. White.
Yeah. That was a really good Spawn.
He also played Jax in the original Mortal Kombat movie, which we're getting coming up soon.
Going through my mind here. No, I don't think he did.
I think he did.
He did.
Google it.
Yeah, Michael J. White was not Jax.
You don't think so?
I'm guaranteeing you. In the first movie, it was somebody that didn't even matter. You don't even know him. And in the second, it definitely was not Michael J. White.
I think it was Michael J. White.
All right. I'm not a betting man, but I will bet store credit. How much store credit you got to give me?
Bet.
All right. It was absolutely not Michael J. White.
He's in every martial art movie.
He's not in Mortal Kombat.
So he's in the Never Back Downs, Blood and Bone, Undisputed 2.
Just look up the cast of Mortal Kombat Armageddon.
Black Dynamite, Dark Knight.
Armageddon, Annihilation.
Yeah, Annihilation.
Universal Soldier. SWAT. Mortal Kombat. He's in the 2010 one, Rebirth.
2010.
Oh, yeah. That's that one.
No, I'll give you that.
Short. See, well, then we're half right.
Well, ain't no half right.
You got a Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Well, we didn't bet, so it don't matter.
So he owes me $20 store credit.
Mortal Kombat
Everybody heard that.
Then who played it? I always thought that was
It's nobody you'd know.
J. White.
I can remember, like, he doesn't even look like a muscular guy in the first movie because he's just like him and Sonya show up on the docks to get on Kano or wherever to follow Kano.
Yeah, no, I knew in the first one he was just like a throwaway.
Just a throwaway. Now in the second one, he's a jack dude, but it's mostly because he's got those big rubber metal arms on or whatever.
Takes off.
Yeah, I mean he's still a big guy, but
he's in the second Toxic Avengers.
Ooh, I have to watch that now.
Yeah.
He also plays the Bronze Tiger. I think it's Bronze Tiger in Arrow.
Does he?
Yeah.
That'd be a good fit. Yeah, Bronze Tiger's like a Batman level martial artist.
He voices him in the anytime the Bronze Tiger's in an anime.
He was in the second Suicide Squad movie, so that's Michael J. White in it? Really? Okay. Okay. That's cool.
Yeah, that's a perfect fit. Man, he would be
that's one of the DC Universe classics that figure averages around $130. I could have had one for like super cheap a little while back.
Yeah, he played Jax Briggs in Mortal Kombat Legacy.
That's different. That's those remakes.
That's the remake.
Yeah, that was the short one.
See, I was right to a degree.
No.
But I was thinking the old ones. Yeah. I was thinking the old ones.
You can either be completely right or completely wrong, and you were completely wrong.
I think the Bronze Tiger is going to be in the Suicide Squad.
I wouldn't be surprised.
He portrayed
he has been
Mike Tyson.
But it's not
in the movie Tyson.
Now that makes sense. Like you ain't gonna find nobody that's a Hollywood actor or whatever that's any closer to Mike Tyson than him.
No, that dude is jacked.
Yeah.
And I don't know, he's a black belt in a bunch of crap.
Yeah. Yeah, he was. I like him. Now, he ain't the greatest actor in the world, but I liked him fine.
He's a better. He's not horrible.
He was in The Dark Knight. Remember, he was one of the gangsters.
He's one of the Jokers.
Yeah. Was he? He wasn't the one that got the pencil disappeared in him, was he?
I don't think he got the pencil disappeared in him.
It was later on, yeah.
There was a video that popped up in my YouTube feed a couple days ago with him talking about being on set with Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it, but it seemed interesting.
He does 8 different styles of martial arts.
Mm-hmm. I bet when you get so far down,
try to pronounce
right? I bet when you get so far down one that it's slight variations on the others that you can almost claim to be a master of another one, or really shortly you could be.
But Taekwondo and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu are 2 of them.
There you go.
Taekwondo, you want to talk about pointless? Like
you're gonna step on some toes.
I'm gonna step on toes.
Here we go.
100% going to do it. That is a very not just okay. So any trained martial art
does not
represent the views. These are independent views.
Any trained martial artist should be an untrained martial artist, obviously.
All right.
But Taekwondo does not transition very well into real fighting.
Have you ever seen? Oh crap!
You learn to kick pretty good. Obviously, Joe Rogan's got some dynamite kicks.
You know Danny McBride.
He's also got some tree trunk looking legs.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Have you? What is the movie where he plays a taekwondo? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that movie's funny.
It is hilarious.
But
what's the name of that movie?
There's a lot of useless things in Taekwondo. Let's just say that.
The foot fist way.
Yes.
That is awesome, and that's what I get from a. That's what I imagine from the teacher from those studios.
Oh, is the McDojos?
Yeah,
that's what they call those.
What Yeah,
McDojos.
Yeah,
pop up like McDonald's.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
so
where you getting a black belt from some dude that don't even know crap.
Yeah. You saw the guy in the movie that he got his black belt from.
I mean, there's a lot of places that are like that.
Yeah,
they're legitimately. I mean, they don't know anything.
Super cool. A good movie. Really good movie.
So these will be good topics for if we ever do get Jamie on here.
Yes. Now, what is he training? I hope it's not Taekwondo. I really hope it's not Taekwondo.
It's not Taekwondo
because we need to find that out.
It's not Taekwondo. Okay. He's some kind of karate. Google what Jamie does. But see, he's also jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, he's well-rounded.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do different things. They have their jiu-jitsu class, women's self-defense,
I
karate.
really hope it's not Webster's Taekwondo.
It's not. It's
Jamie Webster karate.
It's some kind of like Shokin karate.
So karate's not Taekwondo?
No, karate's practical.
Idea. Okay.
Karate translates into real fighting.
Okay.
Like I said,
Sudo.
Yeah, when you look at if you use the UFC or mixed martial arts as a barometer of like what works, what doesn't work.
Or a barometer.
Yeah, barometer, whatever. Correct me there. My English isn't the greatest. You don't see any Taekwondo champions in the UFC.
True.
There's plenty of karate guys.
Yeah.
There might even be a kung fu guy, maybe. Yeah. I don't know. But outside of karate, there's not many other ones that.
Well, if you're going to be throwing hard blows, you just need to know the form, and then you can put the power behind it.
So.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd use that as a judger, and I mean,
if it was worth having, they'd be doing it.
They would be doing it. If Taekwondo was effective,
right?
They'd be trained Taekwondo.
And I'll bet you can go back to them old UFCs where everybody got gassed in like 2 minutes. You probably find some Taekwondo guys in there.
And they were probably getting their butt kicked.
Probably so, because if anybody that wasn't Royce Gracie tying you up on the ground was getting their butt kicked,
Well, the wrestlers did okay.
Yeah, they did all right.
I mean, Ken Shamrock was a wrestler.
But speaking of Ken Shamrock,
that was
the most boring fight I've ever seen in the history of
him and Hoyce.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Terrible. Just in
Hoyce was boring in the beginning.
He was terrible. I mean, he was effective, but he was boring.
Jiu-jitsu is boring to watch.
It is.
Like absolutely. If you're not a part of it and you don't know what they're doing, you don't see the struggle and the battle. It's boring. Everybody wants to see somebody punch.
That's the problem with the UFC games. They're fun as long as you're standing up punching and kicking and stuff. But as soon as it rolls to the ground, the game is just as boring as it is to watch.
Well, I don't know if you. MMA currently, like the ground game is like they don't do it a lot anymore.
Really? And that's probably because Dana White's probably encouraging them. Like,
I think it's one of those things that
like on their back for
jiu-jitsu was so super effective for so long because nobody knew what it was.
You didn't know how to counter it or whatever.
Now that more and more people know what it is, and so if you have two guys who are both fast, they're both strong. It cancels itself out really a lot unless you're just like super, super good.
I would prefer to see, rather than seeing them, and I know they try to do that a lot of the times, that, hey, if somebody's not moving, we're going to stand you up. I would prefer to see if we're not in a transition, like I'm getting you in an arm bar or whatever, if we're not in that motion, you get stood up.
Well, see, I don't agree completely with that because it's a setup.
Yeah, sometimes it takes a second to
set
up.
It takes a while.
It seems like they let it go a long time.
I don't think you should stand it up.
You don't think so? Never.
Never.
To me, I guess that's just. You've done jiu-jitsu, so you know a lot of stuff. What's going on when the average person watching it just thinks it's two dudes laying.
If you just wanted to watch two guys bang on each other, then you want them to stand up.
Laying there, there's a lot of times it's them like grabbing each other and forcing like. You can't see
exactly.
Each other
and that's what I'm hoping that a referee would be able to spot. But when a referee sees like this is just two guys looking to take a break.
Now see in Pride,
he can tell that
they would do that in Pride.
Yeah, I've seen that a bunch.
They'd give you the yellow card.
Right.
So if for a minute.
Right.
If they thought you weren't advancing,
if you ain't working,
if you're not working, but see also in Japan they wanted to see you beat the hell out of each other.
That's what I want to see. You're in this. I'm not.
Show and beat each other.
If you want to rip a guy's arm out of socket, I'm fine. But I'd rather see you kicking him in the head.
In Pride, they didn't drug test you.
Really?
So I don't know if this is true because obviously I've never been in Pride.
Yeah.
But they claimed that they encouraged you to be on steroids.
Cool.
Like they wanted you.
That's what
they wanted you the most jacked, the most strongest.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's why back in the day, and still to this day, if you go back, some of the best fights are in Pride.
Yeah.
I mean, it was awesome.
Yeah.
But that don't. The UFC is.
And you can't have a long,
very strict drug policy.
I guess you got to.
Oh yeah,
because they're looking for legitimacy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Plus somebody gets hurt too.
Right. And to get the licenses to hold events in those.
Yeah.
Like Las
UFC's
Vegas
back live attendance at this next UFC.
Is that right?
You gotta have the insurance 15,000 too and all that.
They're the first sporting event, one of the first sporting events I think, to have live people.
Speaking of events, since we don't know when the next one of these will happen. The Comic-Con that's coming up, aren't y'all involved in that?
Yes.
Okay.
April 9th.
And that's where?
11th at the BBC.
Yep, Von Braun Civic Center.
And what is it?
It's the Huntsville Pop Culture Expo.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Huntsville Comic and Pop Culture Expo.
Yeah, comic.
And y'all will have a booth
We will have a booth, small 10x10 spot.
Okay. Selling toys, T-shirts.
Yeah.
Toys,
T-shirts,
comics,
some
Pokemon
T-shirts,
cards.
random. Some $high stuff. Some mystery boxes.
Yeah.
That's where we may roll out our nostalgia boxes. So we've been tinkering with the idea of doing nostalgia mystery boxes.
I'll probably roll through there at least.
Yeah.
And if we happen to be there, we will sign autographs if you're interested.
Yeah.
That's on the table.
For free.
For free. We are not charging for autographs.
Get them early.
They will absolutely be
before
free.
we blow up.
That will be free. Philip will sign anything and any part of your body.
I will.
As long as it's in person, he will.
As long as you're a dude.
That's right.
I was going to say Renee's probably not going to be signing
as long as you're a dude.
It should be a good
show. If you'd like a free black eye, I can help you with that.
There you go.
We didn't do it last year.
I went last year, and it was right after COVID kicked in, and everybody was having to wear masks and stuff. And
see, I don't know if they're enforcing that either because
that's
technically the mask ordinance ends
they shouldn't be
April
able to.
the 9th.
I ain't wearing one.
I'm planning on it. Yeah.
I'm not going to stand around with one.
I'm not wearing a mask
not that long.
I mean, I understand the people that want to wear
You're more than welcome to wear it if you want to.
But
if your mask works,
absolutely.
I have a beard.
Yeah.
It's itchy. It's uncomfortable.
Right.
I'm just not going to do it.
I'm not doing it.
I'll take my chances with getting the COVID.
Same thing with makeup and mask.
I'm not seeing. I'm not putting anybody at risk if I get it. Like I'm not seeing any older people.
We take lots of vitamins,
so I'm okay.
We're super healthy.
I'm not wearing it.
Yeah.
That's the main reason why I didn't set up last year.
Was it required last year? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Okay. So I must have had it.
We went to it and had to wear the mask inside.
So are y'all doing all 3 days or just?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Doing all 3 days. I'm kind of a little. I don't.
Technically, it's like 4 because you got to set up.
Yeah, you got to set up Thursday, then you got Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
I don't really see the point of him extending it to a 3-day con though. I feel like they work better too because Fridays.
Yeah.
I mean, most people are at work. They're not taking off work to go to a con.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Because I think Philip's going to stay here at the store Friday while I'm at the booth that day. Just because we get so much stuff in Friday.
Right.
It works better to just have somebody
run the store. So is the store closed that Saturday, I suppose?
Nope.
Okay.
We're going to have Tim and Danielle work for us that do the snacks.
Okay.
Yeah.
We will be open.
For us. Yep.
Okay.
So come shop us at both locations.
Yeah. Hit them both up. The one's on the way to the other.
Yeah. Or if you're at the con, you want to bring some stuff for sale, you can bring it there and we'll buy it from you there too.
Cool.
Yeah.
If you buy something at the con and you give a good enough price on it, we might buy it there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows?
If you bought it from a booth there, probably won't buy it. Because
you don't know.
We will be honoring punch. We will be honoring the punch cards though.
Oh,
there
we go.
Booth. So if you did make a purchase,
bring your punch card.
Yep.
Okay.
Or we'll have them also.
Yeah.
So
we're gonna be handing out like a little flyer with like some kind of like discount coupon on it.
Yeah, so come by the booth, you can get a discount in the store.
It's the main reason I'm even. This will probably be my last con that we set up and sell at.
Yeah, mainly just advertising's what this is for.
Yeah.
Hit up all the people that.
They're a lot of work.
They're
real hard.
They are setting up and breaking down.
Well, and running a business on the side at the same time.
Yes. Yeah.
You could do more good here. Probably, but you need the advertisement there.
Yes.
Might be a good idea to send that guy, the other people, to the con, and y'all work here.
I know. That's why I'm almost, if it wasn't for having to break down on Sunday.
Yeah.
But we don't work on Sunday, so we'll both be there anyways.
I at least want to be there that Saturday.
If it turns out to be good, I want to be there anyway.
Saturdays.
Saturday, all the people are going to be there that's supposed to be there. There's
any con you go to, Saturday is always going to be.
I only bought the 1 day pass.
The big day.
Year. Yeah. Sergeant Slaughter was there. Lex Luger was there. I want to say Chris Claremont there last year.
Yeah.
I want to say he was. That was the big ones that I recognized.
So the year before last, when we done it, I mean, like from Saturday to Sunday, I mean, attendance like almost gets cut in half. It seems like.
Yeah.
So, but Saturdays
are always booming.
It was packed out.
I don't know of any. I mean. I don't. I guess like San Diego or something huge like that.
Those are probably
those stay all day long.
I know that, but that's my point. I don't know of anything local that I would want to do for 3 days in a row.
Yeah.
Once I've seen
most
stuff
you walk. Yeah, you walk because nobody's gonna. Vendors aren't gonna have something different today.
I'm not big for autographs. I don't care to have I mean, this person is just a human.
Yeah,
I'm a human.
I walk by and look at them and be like, I seen them.
That's like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, I seen you on TV. I don't.
There's a few people. You know, but I don't want to wait in line.
I don't worship people.
What was the Dragon Ball people? Their line was like 2 hours.
It was insane. The guy that voiced Vegeta and the guy that voiced Goku, the English dubs, you were an hour and a half to wait in their line.
Minimum.
Don't care about anybody that much.
Their lines were crazy.
Who I would...
So
The Rock, I would probably wait an hour and a half.
Oh, yeah.
No, not at all.
I probably would.
I would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would probably wait in line for an hour and a half for the guy that plays Dean on Supernatural too.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember. I want to say was it $40 last year for a single day pass? Something like that.
It depends on which day it is. I think one's $35. I think one's $40. But I think if you bought the weekend, it was only like $70.
I paid whatever the single day was and went up there Saturday.
Yeah.
And that being said, I walked through it, and I think we ended up going through it twice because I was like, well, maybe some other people have set up since we came through the first time or whatever. Like,
we went on that Sunday and got some good stuff.
Yeah, I bought some stuff from Jeremy, the guy that puts the con on. He does a good job with the con. It's down the best con in Alabama.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It'll definitely be a lot funner with all the stuff going on this year that wasn't able to go on
That's
last
what I'm
going
to say. That's what I'm not going to judge it based on what I did last year because
last year
it was so
like
trimmed down.
Like it was
affected everything. They normally have like auctions and they have all kinds
of
stuff.
There's a bunch that goes on Saturday. Panels, costume contests.
You could tell it.
I want to say they have arcades or something set up too.
They did. They had that VR thing.
Yeah.
They have a magic tournament or something like that.
Yeah, some kind of tournaments.
Yeah.
They have stuff going on all the time.
It might be one of the best cons. I mean, it might be one of the best in this whole Southeast.
Yeah.
Like, obviously Atlanta's got Dragon Con, but I mean, it's got to be one of the best.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when there's not all the COVID restrictions. There's there's constantly stuff going on. So there's always, I mean, you can, with all the different panels and all the different stuff from like the day to day, you can go up there Saturdays and Sundays just because there's so much different stuff going on.
And I think that was my expectation. I was, like I said, I don't care about people. So I was more like, stuff. I was going to buy toys.
Yeah.
And I know that that's their market and everything, but there was a lot of people selling like personal crafts and stuff like that. It's like that is the only bad thing about it. Yeah, it maybe, but I'm sure they're business. I mean, they were making business, so there are some people that's part of the reason that they were going. It just wasn't for me. I was going looking for what I buy. Yeah. And I brought a stack of cash to get what I wanted, or whatever. And so I wasn't expecting some of the stuff that was there, I guess is what it was.
Now, I'll tell you the people that make a killing. There are some people that sell like fairy wings.
That's what I mean.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Everywhere you look, there'll be people with fairy wings everywhere.
Yeah.
Them people make out like bandits.
People that sell cosplay stuff.
I told Philip.
And there was a ton of people dressed up in cosplay there.
I told Philip we need to buy a bunch of wigs.
Yeah.
And take them and sell them there.
Yeah. Anything like that. Any kind of like supplies where somebody can build their own custom.
That's why whenever we build our store, I want to have a whole section of just like cosplay outfits outfits and clothes
Coming
and accessories.
2021.
Exactly.
Late 2021.
Well, let's hope so. Let's hope so. I need building materials to go back down in price.
Anybody got an inside line on some building materials?
Yeah, for real.
I hope.
You hook me up on some building.
Because we
shoot us a message because we plan on building a metal building soon.
Can't fit much more in the store.
No, it's busting at the seams.
Busting.
Yeah. Some people need to come buy some stuff.
We do.
That's the crazy thing. We were so busy Saturday.
Yeah, we sell kind of stuff, but you walk around, you're like, I don't know where it
comes
where
did it
from.
come? Yeah, where did they find that?
Walked around, I'm like, it don't look like I sold anything.
No.
Yeah.
And we sold a lot.
Just the pop's always a wreck.
Yeah. That's the way it goes.
But we desperately need a bigger place.
Got to.
I can't fit hardly.
No.
That being said, keep bringing stuff.
Oh no, yeah.
Don't let that
slow
slow
you
you down.
Never stop by.
Rent another storage
That
unit.
ain't your problem.
I'll buy another container.
Yeah, for sure.
I can always find another place to put it.
Yeah, I will store some of it in my house if we need to.
Exactly.
But
we'll install those like library rolling
rolling
ladder, and we'll just put some shelves. We'll just go on up.
Yeah,
to
you've
the
got more airspace.
Just
I
avoid
learned
the fans.
early. This is the type of our business model is predicated on constantly buying.
Yeah, you gotta have an influx.
The whole model of the business.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can't never.
Once somebody sees everything you've got this week, you got to have something next week.
There at least has to be 20, 30 things different from the or why are you going to keep coming back?
Yeah.
You know, if you see the same crap.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Not to say that there's not stuff in the store that's been there since we opened, because there is.
But there's also people coming in every week that's never been there. So some people it's always their first time.
There's
always going to be Disney stuff
out
that you're going to see because people like to look at it because it reminds them of their childhood, but nobody really collects it.
Yeah.
But it's cool to look at.
One of these days, somebody's going to come in, though, and it's going to be something that you've had on the shelf for years.
Yep.
I bought a figure from Philip last week that has been here, I think, since the store opened.
What was it?
That thrust figure. That's Beast Machine's thrust figure. That motorcycle.
I actually picked that up at the con from Jeremy.
Okay.
So, but I've had it a while.
Yeah. It's been a year.
It's been a year.
Okay. You didn't go to the con last year, though, did you?
We did. We went shopping on that Sunday.
You went Sunday. Yeah, I went Saturday.
I went to buy.
Oh, okay. I went Saturday.
Yeah, Jeremy made me a good deal on a bunch of stuff, so we picked up some stuff from him.
Yep.
Okay.
And if you need comics, that is the man to go to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's got some super good comics.
Yeah.
Does he set his books up on that day?
Yeah, man. He's got some comics.
He has like a whole island of that's him set up around it.
I would too if it was my
him
con.
And his dad.
He knows so much about comics.
I'm pretty sure it's
his
insane. Dad.
Yeah, cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, his dad and his brother help him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's one of those that can just dig through a box and he knows everything to pull out of the box.
And I don't know if he has a Facebook page, but I know he's the Long Box because his name is Jeremy Long.
You can't miss him at the con because he'll have a massive spot and it'll be like a big wraparound kind of thing. He's got it set up
Comics
really cool.
And toys.
So he has his table set up all the way.
And since I joined the Facebook to see y'all's posts or whatever, and made a couple friends this weekend. I've been getting inundated with recommendations to befriend what's his name? Jeremy Long. Yeah, because his picture always has the con logo on it.
Yeah.
Him and somebody else. There's some other dude, and his picture's got the logo
There's
on it
a couple
too.
of them that have it because it's a frame that you can put up.
Okay.
As the con gets closer.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're pushing
he's got some
heavy.
high-end books.
Oh yeah.
And I think I saw he was here. He was here Saturday.
He had some high-end
figures.
Yeah,
I think I saw him walking around. I'm pretty sure it was him.
He had some awesome turtles.
Yeah,
Did you see the turtle stuff out in the parking lot?
Turtle stuff.
He went to an estate sale.
Was that him or was that
No, it's him.
James.
He picked up some sweet turtle stuff from that estate sale.
Oh, is that who was getting the carded turtle?
Oh, there's like 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah.
He sold. Hayden wanted some of it, so Hayden bought some stuff from him. This stuff was so mint, like it literally looked like it came straight out of like the shipper to get delivered to where it was going. He had some stuff that I've never seen in the box. Like he had those Rock'em Sock'em, the shredder.
Yeah, you've got one of those?
I got it.
You bought it, didn't you?
Never had it in the box.
Yeah, okay.
He had the giant, that Donatello Michael Jordan turtle that I have.
Yeah,
he had that in the box. I've never seen one in the box.
Yeah.
He had the Rocksteady like that in the box. He's probably still got some of it. He had some cool stuff.
Yeah. I didn't even see any of that.
Hayden bought the Donatello.
Yeah.
So one thing I did see that I need to get in touch with, what's Justin
Hancock?
Yep.
He had so in the 90s they did some you ever seen the Jim Lee Ninja Turtles?
Yeah.
They only did 3 of them. Like I don't remember who they left out, but they did 3 of them. I always wanted those. I never got them.
He is What the Nerd. If anybody out there is listening, you want to hit him up.
He's got some good stuff.
Yeah.
And it's easy to understand. He puts pictures out that has like grid lines on it, and you can get pictures on like G2, and then he can just look through his pictures and see what figure you're talking about.
He does that like that because he sells in the groups a lot.
Yeah. It's a good idea.
It just makes it much easier.
That's a good idea.
You can put a lot in one picture. Yeah. But he's got a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he's got some stuff. I'm gonna get in touch with him about.
He had a turtle thing that I don't even collect turtles, but I really wanted it. You know those metal figs that they do? So they're like the Jada toy metal ones,
yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
So they obviously done a Leonardo, and he's big. He's like that big, and he comes with the samurai stuff.
Yeah.
It looked cool.
That's cool.
I kind of wanted it.
Here, speaking of Ninja Turtles, just something if you want to look it up. It happened a long time ago. I'm sure it's an old story, but I just looked it up today. You can find where somebody had posted pictures of the Leonardo costume from the third movie. And, you know, they're all like foam rubber or whatever, so they have deteriorated over time. It's horrifying. It's horrifying.
They just had an auction like 3, 4, maybe longer.
That may have been the pictures I was looking at.
Well, this is not from those, but they auctioned off the Power Rangers movie uniforms.
Okay.
Yeah. I wish I would have caught the auction because I would have loved to know what the White Ranger one went for.
Yeah.
They were pretty rough, too. They were starting to, like, foam out. What's that?
They're coming out with a new 4-pack, Turtles 4-pack on Free Comic Book Day.
Yep. So what that is? So what that is?
They did that at GameStop. That's just a re-release.
So what that is those.
That's 100% a re-release in a different style box.
That's what they do.
That kind of stuff aggravates me. Like I don't like give me something different that I hadn't seen. I like that style turtle figure, but if you would have got it at GameStop, that's the same figure.
So they're also NECA put out pictures of the Ultimate foot soldier. It comes with a ton of accessories, different guns, different
that's the one you showed me
earlier.
looking at.
Yeah, that's the next.
NECA's crushing it with the turtles.
Packed full of accessories.
If NECA would get away from Target exclusives, or at least make enough of them to where they were available, and I could get an April O'Neil 2-pack. If anybody has a line on an April O'Neil 2-pack, you let us know.
That
they're also coming out with a. Was that the one?
Okay, so yeah, they're doing the cartoon style quarter.
I thought NECA signed a deal with Walmart to be.
I think the movie toys go to Walmart. It seems like the cartoon toys go to Target.
And the loot crates.
So they're
coming out with all kind of turtles.
Yeah, it's fixing to be a bunch.
I also saw where they are re-releasing the Beast Wars.
I still like the Super 7
Cheetor,
ones.
They are, that's right.
Cheetor
I pre-ordered those.
Megatron?
Megatron, Cheetor, Optimus Primal, and...
Yeah, and they're using the old molds.
Yes, it's the original toys. It's the original toys from the 90s. But they've got better paint. Like that Megatron does not have paint like it did.
See, I don't like crap like that.
I do. I like that. I do. And so also, scroll down to the Optimus Prime. The original Optimus Prime, well, they don't have pictures of him. The original Optimus Prime, the chest detail was not right, but they have remolded it since to where it actually looks like it is in the cartoon. And I'm going to assume if they're going to re-release that, they'll probably use that mold. But if it does, it'd definitely be worth having. They're really cool looking.
I don't like re-release.
I do.
I want it to be something different.
Well, it is
just a different box.
It is because.
I know you're technically getting a better, fresher paint job.
You're getting a ton. The original Megatron, Beast Wars Megatron, is they're also doing a
Diamond Select's doing Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, like a deluxe figure of him.
I don't care about Jack Sparrow.
Cool. Watch your mouth.
I don't like the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
I love Pirates of the Caribbean.
I know you do.
But it's just, a little risque for them right now since everybody else is dropping them.
Didn't they get that sorted, though? I mean,
well, they sided with Amber Heard. But
they sided with
I thought they said that it turned out she was the one doing the beat.
She was, but they still sided with her.
I'm pretty sure
they had her on, recorded and all kind of stuff. Yeah.
Whatever.
Because she's a woman.
Yeah.
Everybody, the courts may have sided.
They want her gone.
But the people sided with Johnny Depp.
But didn't you say that she got canned from the Justice League or from DC?
They keep going back and forth because the reason why they were canning her is because they said that she wasn't hitting her weight where she was supposed to be and like body shape because
you got to be tight in that mirror suit.
She's claiming it on that she's been distressed and all that from this and health issues. So they keep like going back and forth on getting rid of her, bringing somebody else in.
I can't believe they can still have that as a stipulation in a contract today.
I know.
That you
can't be a superhero and not look like a superhero.
But there's a lot of issues we could talk about that should not be a problem that are in today's world.
Now the new Wonder Woman too, her sculpt looks just like.
Oh yeah, it looks just like her.
That does.
But they did a good face on her.
Yeah, and they can sculpt some stuff now. Because, heck, they're working with digital scans of the person.
She's a good one.
Was that the Black Adam?
Is it Rock?
No.
No.
Oh, man, I can't wait till we get a Rock Black Adam figure.
But out of all the people in the world, would the Black Adam be the person you wanted to rock? Now, you like Black Adam?
I don't really care about Black Adam,
but
I love the Rock.
I understand,
he's so beefy that
that's what I mean. There's so many things he could be.
Get to him.
Right. There's so many things he could be. Is Black Adam who you'd pick him to be? Although the way Black Adam keeps his hair and everything, he kind of looks like The Rock to begin with. He really does. I mean, it's not. I'm not saying he doesn't
finally
fit.
Playing a superhero.
Yeah, I guess.
Because it'd be hard for somebody'd have to take a lot of.
And I know the Black Adam's
to get
evil,
to that.
But that's what. But you look at any superhero in any comic. The Flash looks bigger than Arnold Schwarzenegger ever did as Mr. Olympia. I mean, that's just the way.
Honestly,
they do
The Rock's like one of the few dudes who can.
He could actually pull any of those off.
He can pull anybody off because he's so big.
Just in physique. Now, I don't. He's not going to look good in a Batman cowl, but just from the neck down, you'd never know the difference.
I don't know. You don't see much of his face. Yeah. He might be a great Batman.
Yeah, until he spoke.
Oh, of course, I've seen that one too.
Yeah, you don't think The Rock's a good actor?
Yeah. No, I said when he speaks.
Turtles in disguise.
Yeah, it's the turtles in their the NECA cartoon turtles in their trench coats. And I looked at that. It's a neat set. You get all 4 of them, but the jacket, as far as I think the jacket does come off, but the pants don't. So if they had made those just where I could just have a set of 4 Ninja Turtles and put the clothes on them and off to where I could either have them in their disguise or not.
I don't like those creepy heads.
Well, that's the mask that they wore, though, when they would go out. Yeah, I think it's super cool, but I'm not going to get it because...
don't come off.
No, it's one of the two. Either the jacket or the pants don't.
The jacket definitely looks like it comes off.
You get a cloth jacket, but no
I think the pants are cloth, but I don't think they come off. Anytime they've showed pictures of it, they show the turtles with like no jacket on the upper, but their pants are still on, like you can't get them off. And I'm going to guess that they probably don't have their pads sculpted underneath, if I was guessing. But if they did, now we're looking at the multiverse Batman Beyond.
Yeah, that one's cool looking.
Yeah, it is cool.
Pre-orders on Amazon, or I got mine pre-ordered at Target.
Say,
it's not too far. I thought it was a Target.
I was going to pre-order it, but I was like,
you got to.
Somebody will bring it in.
Yeah,
they
eventually
will. They keep running the idea of that either being a CW TV show or a movie.
Did you see that one too?
Batman Beyond.
Yeah,
I've got those. I've got 2 of those. We got 2 of those. One to open.
The cassettes.
It's so that's the only way that but so
waves.
That's a way that they sold you 4 tapes. That's the only way to get Frenzy, which is one of the ones you want. And you have to buy 3 other cassettes that you don't care anything about to get the one.
That's how they do stuff like that.
So I had to buy 2 of them so I can open one.
I'm pretty sure you got that one too. Dark Side.
Let's see. No, I do not. Are they up for pre-order yet? It says
that's what it says.
Okay, well I need to look into it. Yeah, that's the Dark Side, the multiverse figure from Dark Side from the Snyder Cut. It actually looks pretty good.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, well, when he puts his helmet and stuff on, he'll look better.
I don't
like how the separation between it. It looks like his upper body and his lower body is like a lot better.
You got to take a sacrifice for some articulation.
Yeah. I think
I just don't like the way he looks.
It looks like it's sunk in right there in his chest.
It does kind of, but I think when he gets his armor and stuff on, he'll probably look different. Let's give it a chance.
I've been waiting on the Snyder Cut for so long, so it better be good.
Yeah, I think.
And he better look awesome.
Gosh, it can't.
He better look better than he does in that figure.
Oh, he will.
I'm going to be bummed out.
Yeah.
I think everybody will.
Now, The Rock could have played Darkseid. That would have been a good call for him.
Well, not really, because you got a CGI Darkseid. He's too big.
Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one of the look. Yeah. So we're talking about a lot of stuff that they can't see, and I don't know if we're trying to describe Google, it, but yeah. So if you want to Google the TMNT Loot Crates,
Turtles are probably doing the Loot Crate ones just because they've seen how popular.
Eventually, we plan to. We will be videoing this, and we will be intersplicing the pictures of the stuff we're talking about, or we will show you the pictures of the stuff that we're talking about.
That'll be later.
This is a test run.
Yeah, this is the first.
This is a test run. If anybody's got suggestions, we'd be glad to hear it. Obviously, you don't have to suggest like put some music. Yeah, like we don't want to hear anything negative, only good stuff.
We're just gonna ignore it.
But obviously, like we know we need music. We know it'd be good if this was video. There, stuff like that. That's obvious. If you want to say it, fine. But if you actually got constructive criticism for stuff, not criticism,
that'll make it better.
That'll make it better, or make it more like something you'd want to hear on a bi-weekly, possibly weekly,
but just to talk crap, just because you want to talk crap.
That's all we're doing. We're recording conversations that we will be standing around with nobody to hear anyways.
That's why we get a little scatterbrained.
This is shop talk.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what we do in the store.
This is a normal Friday or Saturday night standing around the counter at Total Nostalgia.
And when we do our video, we do have lots of topics that we're going to hit on where we actually show y'all stuff.
Yes, we plan segments.
Random comic boxes and see
we got
what's
some
in
ideas.
the box.
We got some ideas.
What did David buy this week?
Yeah, how many $1,000s did David spend this week? Yeah. Why is my daughter not able to eat food?
Where's our retirement money going?
Oh, no, there's no retirement. There's no retirement.
College fund.
Luckily, my wife works for the school system, so we're banking on that Alabama State retirement.
It's like, let's hope his kid never needs braces.
Yeah, and they make student loans. I'm not paying for college.
You're not?
No.
You're not going to give them a start?
Hey, there's a thing called scholarship.
That's exactly right. If she's smart enough, if she's dedicated enough, she'll get it herself. If she didn't want it bad enough in high school, I'm not going to pay for it when she gets out.
My parents didn't pay for me to go to school.
I went on Pell Grants.
I went on softball scholarship.
I got a scholarship, but I didn't go.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't even never checked in?
Never checked in.
Man, what was the scholarship? What was it?
I don't
What
remember.
were you good at? What did you get a scholarship for?
Actually, my ag teacher liked me a lot, and I don't know. He signed me up for anything and every kind of scholarship that you could get.
Yeah. Was it a full ride?
Probably ended up with like a woodworking scholarship.
It wasn't a completely full ride, but it was like to the community college.
Yeah.
Snead Community College in Boaz. It was like I wouldn't have to pay much.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was a cool dude. I kind of feel bad for not going.
Yeah.
Since he did all that to get that, but I just had no desire to go.
You went and played softball, right?
Yep.
What'd you major in when you got there?
All kind of things.
Did you finish it?
I started off in culinary arts when I went down to Shelton State in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah.
But no one bothered to tell me that the only other place in the whole state of Alabama that does culinary arts is the Culinard in Birmingham. It was like $20,000 a year to go there. Right. So I spent like a whole year of going to school for nothing.
Any of that transfer? I mean,
no. It transfers to nowhere.
Yeah.
Only your basic general classes. So any of them I took towards the actual degree, just it went nowhere.
Yeah.
Which is why luckily it was all scholarship money.
Would you?
So I didn't have to pay that. But then I went for criminal justice.
Did you finish it?
I didn't.
Yeah. You got a few credits hanging.
School, man.
I know what you mean.
Yeah,
I went to the school of hard knocks.
Yeah, that's right. Streets taught me everything I need to know.
Actually, between my dad and her grandfather, that was really all the schooling that I needed. Like in terms of like business.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
You learn how to run a business, and that's what you're doing. That's applied education.
It is.
It's more useful than most of the education. That's what I mean.
I feel like I learned far more from her grandfather than I ever could have learned.
You couldn't find nobody more successful, probably. Like if you want to copy somebody, copy him.
Taking music appreciation in gym class in college just because you got to have it.
You got to have a credit.
It does nothing.
I don't care how well.
Well, you know, Elon Musk.
I'd rather some focused education.
Is on this big thing where he thinks college is a waste of time.
It is a waste of time
because of the classes, like I just said, that you got to take.
It's a money grab.
There is so much training that you can get independently of a college. Now it's not going to give you a credit. Yeah, that kind of stuff. There's so much stuff that if you, but the problem is a lot of people won't give you a chance without that piece of paper that says you know something.
But hey, you know, Google built their whole entire empire on just, you're smart.
Right.
Yeah.
Prove
Come
it.
Come over here.
If you can prove it, we got a place for you.
And we can help you along the way.
Right. That's definitely a lot more applicable.
Yeah. I mean, schools, I don't know, I feel like it's not to say it's a waste, because obviously I want my doctor to go to school, and engineers probably need to go to school. And
I do what I went to school for. I went to school to be a draftsman, and that's what I've done for 20-something years or whatever. But that being said, when I got my first, I had to have the degree to get the job, which I got my first job when I was still in college, so I guess I didn't have to have the degree, but they wanted to know that I was working towards it. Once I got the job, I learned more in 2 weeks than I had learned everything leading up to that in college. If you'd actually get somebody, you can get the basics and then actually get on a job, you will learn well more than you would learn in college.
And some people just learn better that way.
Well, yeah.
Like they're more hands-on.
It's more. It's like you teach me what you want me to do. Don't make me learn 100 things, and then 2 of those 100 things is what you actually wanted me to know. Yes. You can teach me and save me time by teaching me those 2 things that you want me to know, and then I'll pick up the rest along the way. Anyways, that has nothing to do with total or nostalgia or podcast.
Well, anyway, it does.
That part's free. This is this is the PS section of the show.
On our where
we come from. Where we come from, right?
And as a little added bonus too, if you actually listen to this podcast all the way to the end, we're going to give you a code word so you can get 10% off in the store on your next purchase. So if you come in the store, use the code word Megatron and get 10% off your purchase.
Or if you don't come in the store and you see something on the Facebook page, if you put that in the message that you're looking for, obviously it'll apply to that too.
And in addition to that, if you guess what Philip said that I cut out of this podcast, I will personally pay 10% of your purchase at Total Nostalgia.
We're not cutting it out.
There will be a portion cut out.
It might skip, like, you might get some music.
You'll notice a little awkward break or something in there.
And then some little whispering.
So they at least still get the context of the conversation.
Right. Well, possibly. We'll see. I'm gonna cut it out to where it's pretty vague. And then, but if you guess that, I will pay for 10% of your purchase. Out of pocket.
I still feel like that's PC.
Okay. Well, we'll never know.
It's not PC, bro.
You never know, bro.
Letterkenny. You don't watch Letterkenny.
Not yet.
I don't think that's PC, bro.
I've heard it's good. All right, we're at 2 hours and a half.
Yeah.
We're going to
call it.
We're going to call it.
Wrap it up.
We're going to call it.
First podcast.
Episode 1 in the book.
All right. Peace out.